So I've got to admit that this does not seem good for Mario. It seems like Bowser has once again stolen Peach, and Mario is here, passed out as he has fallen from the sky to the ground. Hello, hello, I'm the Chris who plays games. Welcome to the stream. I stream video games every Monday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time playing retro games, and every Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time playing whatever I want. Tonight we're going to be picking it up with Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch. This is the first time I've streamed a Switch game on the channel. I'm happy to have everyone here tonight, and I hope you are looking forward to the Switch gameplay tonight. We do have a cat behind us. Hello, cat. She would like to look at you and say hello. But yeah, so happy Friday, happy Friday. I am happy to be here, and I hope that you are too. And so yeah, we're gonna get right into the game. Hello, hello, hello. I don't need to look around. You're gonna make me look around? Alright, we're gonna look around. There we go. And then jump. We're waking up. Here we go. Hello, Yugi and James. Hello, Andre, and everybody else. I am the Chris who plays games, and I'm happy to be here with you tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the news of the day, as we always do. We'll be talking about the actions of these Reddit mods who, after the closure of a Gamergate sub earlier today, decided to take it over within mere hours and restore it. We'll be talking about Trump's latest everything. I was just thinking about the fact that just on Monday was when they announced the Supreme Court pick, and how long it feels like it has been since then. So we'll be talking about some things like that. Oh, this ghost ran away with my hat. I've landed in the Cap Kingdom, and they have been under attack by Bowser, and Bowser stole his little sister. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, now Peach has a hat that can talk. I am confused about these hats that are alive. So this guy's got a ship, but all of the ships were wrecked, so we're gonna have to put them back together, I assume, because that seems like that's how things work. I'm fairly certain there's a functioning ship the next kingdom over. If only we could reach the top, we could do that. So we should team up. Alright, let's go do it. But I don't have a hat, because I'm Mario, and you've got my hat in your hand. Oh, now you're my hat. Okay, cool.
Oh, come on.
Are you gonna make my hat all better? Holy cow. Okay, so now that hat has turned into a living thing. I'm slightly confused by that, but it seems like that's part of the game, so. Good sound. Hello, Hypocube. Hello, hello. Yes, I can throw the hat. Look, I can even throw the hat and then jump off of it. Whee! And then I can, like, make it go in circles. Ah! Get coins, do other things. Anyway, yes, I know I can hit it. I get it. Silly game, but that's what I get for never playing this game before, is it's trying to tell me how to play, and I get it. So I have played through the first kingdom and a half. I think I've gotten to the Sand Kingdom at one point earlier, but I have played relatively little of this game so far, so this is going to be basically a blind playthrough for me. I know that I have to get moons and make it on and everything else like that, and that's about it. So we're just going to go through. This will not be a speed run. It will not be super skilled. It will not be anything else like that. We're going to jump right over these Goombas, because I don't like Goombas, and move along. Alright, so, it has been a week, let me tell you. Today, Rob Rosenstein announced an additional 12 indictments in the ongoing Mueller investigation of U.S. or Russian interference in the U.S. election. Alright, Frog, let's do this. Alright, now I am inside of a frog. However that works. You know, all of this that Mario's going through right now, like this whole experience, it feels like this would be a terrifying thing to happen every time he puts his hat on something. Like, I realize that in this game you're doing this a lot, and, you know, while in the game they don't show you this whole, like, cutscene of Mario getting sucked into an animal's brain, it feels like he would experience that every time, which just feels terrifying. Like, it would just be, like, absolutely terrible, it feels like. I'm gonna go through these rings. I don't know why, but I just feel like it. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, they give me coins. Okay, cool. And... Oop. There we go. Got all those. Now we will swim across the water because we are a glorious frog, and glorious frogs can swim. We'll go ahead and do this. So one interesting thing is that I was watching Game Champ 1000, or whatever his name is, and he actually did a can you play this game without jumping? And the game actually has a jump counter, and one of the things that he found is that although there's a jump counter in the game, if it turns out that when you're an animal, even if you push a button that is labeled jump, it doesn't actually trigger as a jump, which is an interesting thing. Alright, no, I don't need this. I need that. There we go. Now we've got more life, and we will allow this frog to just, like, be dead. Goodbye, frog. It was nice. Thank you for the help. Now you are dead. So it goes. Yeah. So, I don't really understand why they wouldn't count things that the monsters do as jumping, but apparently they don't, and so there you go. So it turns out that it's actually possible, not to spoil it, so if you want to go watch this video and not be spoiled, close your ears. But it is possible to beat this entire game without jumping. There are a couple points in the game where you have to push a button that is labeled jump, and it turns out that there was one really tricky part that they had to work out, but in general, it is absolutely possible to beat this game without jumping once. Okay. A little bit. Okay, I don't care about you. Oh, okay. I gotta do that. Get you out of here. Ground pound you. Cool. Pretty quick. So yeah, turns out that the Russians, of course, were engaged in a number of violations of US law, in hacking servers at the DNC, and so on and so forth. An interesting thing, which was surprising, is that like Trump in a like campaign presentation or speech or whatever was like, "Dear Russia, like please hack Hillary Clinton's private email servers." And the day that he did that, like Russian directed GRU agents went and hacked Hillary Clinton's private email servers, which is kind of like, I mean, it's not that there's any actual collusion there. They're just like watching his campaign rallies the same as anybody else. Yeah, I thought that was an amusing take, is that, you know, Russia was very much listening, unsurprisingly, to the requests that Trump made. Let's see here. I don't know. Hello, Shadykin. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so that was an interesting revelation that came out of this. There, of course, have been people talking about the involvement of Russia and all of the signs about it. Since the very early days, the whole Guccifer 2.0 thing was very clearly a Russian operation, even very early on, despite Guccifer claiming to be a, was it Romanian? Like, that was uninvolved or whatever else like that. It was clearly not the case, but it was something that the media elites of the time were pushing as the narrative, which is very unfortunate that they were unable to recognize the lies that they were spreading. And overall, the level of influence that Russia had in this most recent election is really just kind of sad. It's not exactly what you want. You would like your elections to be free of influence from foreign adversaries. And of course, whenever you bring this up, people are like, "Oh, well, the US does it too." And it's like, yeah, and I don't think that's good either. Like, I'm not really big with the whole, you know, the US should be involving itself in like setting up banana republics in South America either. I think that's pretty bad. I'm alright. You know, I've joined my new software development team at Google. I've worked there at this point for about a month, and I'm getting the hang of what needs to be done. You know, I started out grabbing like a just handful of bugs to work on, that things people were having trouble with, and I have been able to move into making a little bit more progress and starting bigger projects, which is awesome. Yeah, I don't care about the airship. I'm just going to go for the moon. So in each of these levels, basically, you have to get a limited number of moons in order to power up the Odyssey, which is the ship here. And so, yeah, I'm certain it can still fly as well, but I know it won't fly when I only have one moon, so I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah, so new team. Work has been good. The team has been just awesome to work with. I know it's always nice to work with something new after you've been doing something for a while, so it's really just felt great to have a new home and feel like, you know, I've got all the love going on, so... Oh, absolutely. I love working at Google. Working at Google is great. Wouldn't change it for the world. Okay, so clearly I needed to use the bigger thing, but I don't care about that because what I'm going to do instead is I believe there's a T-Rex over here, and I like the T-Rex better. Alright, T-Rex, it's your turn. Oh no, Rosa, I'm sorry you dropped your hamburger. At one point I was at a family dinner with my wife, and everyone was there, and we're all like, you know, having burgers and hot dogs and everything else like that. Does he have a mustache? I'm pretty sure that this T-Rex has a mustache. Yes, yes he does. He has a Mario mustache. I did not realize that. Yes. I like the model on this T-Rex too. Roar! I will crushionate everything! So working for Google, assuming that you are looking at, you know, computer software, you're looking at, you know, usually having an undergrad degree in some kind of engineering program. I have it a little bit special because I got into Google after working in the industry for 10 years, so working in software development for 10 years would probably also do it. You want to be looking at something where, you know, you've got that kind of experience. You know, a way to get into that, if you have not gotten into that, is to look at boot camps and you know, coding stuff and other stuff like that. But the reality is that, unfortunately, I think Google is it's really hard to get into Google as your first job in tech, unless you're coming straight out of a college program. So if you're coming out of an undergrad program, like, that's straightforward, and Google is pretty, you know, experienced in hiring people like that. But if you're not, then it's a little bit tougher, so... Hello, Maestros, hello, Mikey L the Gamer, and everybody else. But yeah, so I worked in the industry for a decade. That was the way I got in. I came in from another tech company and said, hey, I'd like to have a job here, and they got interviewed. There's probably a lot out there about that process, and if you have been doing, you know, software development and someone can recommend you, that's obviously a great way to have someone kind of find a Google employee that you know and have them take a look at your code. But yeah, so for me, it was definitely like, I applied back in 2006 when I had worked at a company as a web developer for a year and then contracted on my own as a web developer for a year, and they did not want me at all. They were not interested. They wouldn't even talk to me. And so it wasn't until after I had more experience that they were interested. I didn't really talk to them any time between like 2006 and 2014, but and yeah, if you find HTML and CSS stressful, I would say that it's probably not the thing for you, and it's not the thing for everybody. I will say there are a lot of like jobs at Google that are not that either, right? There's product managers, and there's support teams, and there's lawyers, and there's, you know, designers and everything else like that. So there's lots of different jobs at Google. I just don't have experience in a lot of them. You know, the one that I have experience in is being a software developer, software engineer, and my feeling on that is basically like either you're doing it for a long time such that you have a body of work that people can look at, or you are a yeah, I'm not gonna do that yet. I know that it's gonna need 5 moons and I only have 4. I already figured that. Is this Mortal Kombat? Rosa Lucas, no, this is not Mortal Kombat. This is just Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah, I don't know if we have a lot of technical artists. Actually, that's not true. I'm sure that we have technical artists. I don't know where those jobs are or what they're in. And so that's one of the things about Google is that it's so big that there's a ton that any given Google engineer doesn't know about what's going on and what we're doing and so on and so forth. So, like, for example, I know that Google has like a whole like virtual reality like development environment and teams and all these other things, right? But I don't know anything about them. They are so far from anything that I've worked on that I just don't know. So, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I think the reality is that if you look at like what's it called, Glassdoor. Glassdoor has like salaries and everything else like that. And if you look at that, you can oftentimes find ways to people to connect or like how they've gotten into the job interview or where they've come from or stuff like that, as well as like LinkedIn. You know, what does someone who's currently a graphic designer at Google have previously on their LinkedIn experience would be the ways that I would look at that. So, hello, Org Chaos. Yeah, I would expect DeepMind to have them. DeepMind does all kinds of fun stuff. All right. I have now powered up the Odyssey. I will also say that, like, Google is not the only good company out there. And I know Google has this, like, glorious reputation of, like, oh, everything is whatever. But the reality is that, like, at this point, I mean, I love where I work. I love what I do. You know, I've been at Google now, and it's great. And I got in 4 years ago at this point. But, like, small companies have a lot to offer, and like at Google, it can be really hard to change culture, or sometimes to find a culture that you'll fit in. And that's something that at smaller companies you can have a much larger influence. So Rosa Lucas, you've probably heard of Google. That's a company. They run a search engine that a lot of people have heard of and used. They also have a bunch of different projects that go across the realm of software and experience and virtual reality and technology and everything else like that. So that's the company that I work for, and yeah. And I assume you've also heard of the game Super Mario Odyssey, but if you haven't, we are playing this. Super Mario Odyssey is the latest Super Mario 3D platformer. It's on the Switch. I'm playing with these two little remotes right here. This hat is going to tell me that I can do things. We're going to chase down Bowser. He's going to teach me how to ground pound, but I already know how to do that. And then I can go into the action guide, which I'm not going to do. And we can talk about the Sand Kingdom, and it's covered in sand. There's some ruins, and there's a ring that that Bowser wants, and that's it. Okay. Yeah, Mikey L. the Gamer, whoever said that is wrong. Yeah, I haven't heard of Mario Odyssey. Okay, well, this is Super Mario Odyssey. It is the latest Mario game out there, so... Google is owned by Alphabet. Alphabet is effectively a holding company that is the controlling interest for a lot of different companies. Yeah. That's good, Leif. Seems like given how long you've been there and some of what you've been involved in, that seems like it should be appropriate. I'm gonna ignore all these little people trying to talk to me and just try and look for stars. Look, Bowser's footprints. Yeah, well, that sounds good. Let's do that. But yeah, so smaller companies can be a lot more interesting because you can have a lot more influence on culture. At a company like Google, it's really hard to have an influence on culture when there's 100,000 full-time employees. You know, it can be hard to feel like you are making a difference. Whereas a small company, you can almost always feel like you can make a difference, whether it's, you know, like Leif just setting up a bot to invite you where to go for lunch, or whether it's something more serious, like when I was at Metacarta, I helped, you know, make sure that we were contributing heavily to open source, and I worked to, you know, have whole product teams spun up that were working on the thing that I was working on, and those are cool things that you can't always do in a bigger company. So yeah, well, so there's this whole, like, I mean, the reality is that there's this whole perception that's totally bogus of, like, tech in general as being extremely, like, liberal biased and, you know, whatever. The reality is that a lot of that comes from extremely mediocre people who don't deserve to get jobs, who don't get jobs, and then assume that it's because, you know, oh, because I'm white and they will only hire, you know, women or whatever else like that, when in reality it's, no, you suck. like you are both a crappy person and a crappy developer, and Google will select against both of those things to the extent that it can. It doesn't do well enough. There are too many crappy people who work at Google, as there are at any company, but, you know, it's not the case that, you know, there's any, that's not something that you're going to have selected against, despite the impression of mediocre white men who can't get jobs there. Hello, DJ Mike TV, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Alphabet's the parent company. So Alphabet is the parent company for Google and for basically all of the, like, things that previously used to be, well, not really. So, like, things that used to sort of come out of, like, Google X. So, like, the longevity, like, life science research, the team that is working currently on breeding sterile mosquitoes so they can end malaria by basically killing off mosquitoes in an area. The teams that are doing the self-driving car, and so that's called Waymo, and other stuff like that are all teams that are part of Alphabet and not part of Google. And the biggest reason they're separate is because they're these research things that are not intended to pay out cash. They're basically, like, some of them are, but most of them are, like, not intended to be cash flow positive for a long time. And so investors were getting freaked out because they saw this cost going up, and they assumed that it was because of these you know, secondary ventures. And so Google separated them out so basically investors could know, like, no, that's not what's going on. It's fine. Hello, Gar! How's it going? So mosquitoes are, so this is an open question that I don't have a good answer to, Van Helsing. My understanding is that mosquitoes are not actually that important to the environment. Now, that is not to say that, like, somehow we, like, have all of the answers here, and yes, we obviously know that, like, killing mosquitoes will be okay. I definitely do not mean to say that, and I think that there's a lot of caution in the, like, genetic research area to make sure that that's not going to be, like, a problem, but, unlike bumblebees or a lot of other things like that, like, mosquitoes are just pests and not as helpful in maintaining the ecosystem as far as I understand it. So, but I am also not a genetics researcher. I am not part of the mosquito research team. There are a bunch of papers out there and discussions of it that, you know, you could look into, which probably have more data than I do and could help eliminate or elucidate you. So, elucidate, inform, whatever. Anyway, I'm glad you love Odyssey. Hello, gaming lawyer. It's good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Alright. It's a piece of a power moon. Yes. Oh. And oh, look at that. So if I put the shades on, then I can walk across this thing because I can see these invisible paths. Aha! Aha! I see. Alright. If we take off the shades, do we fall on the purple stuff, you think? I don't know. Like, is this platform here even when it's invisible? Okay, it's there all the time. Alright, let's see. Yes, Bowser was clearly tromping through here. I don't see any other moon bits. Where are the moon bits? Where was he headed? I don't know. I think he was headed up here. I mean, the other moon bits are up top or somewhere else. Alright, let's go ahead and go out here. Okay. I think... Ah! Okay. Let's walk straight. But yeah, so, Gar, I have not played a lot of Odyssey yet. I have not actually made it past the Sand Kingdom at any point. And so, for me, this is going to be my first chance to really put in some serious playtime on Odyssey. And I'm excited. Seems like a cool game. I really enjoy that Nintendo is always trying to do different things. And so, the overall gameplay of, you know, being able to do captures, the throwing of the hat, and bouncing off of it, and all these other things are just really cool. I am always a bit off, like, my biggest problem at this point is that I keep watching speedrunners, and I always forget to remind myself that, like, speedrunners are just crazy. The fact that they do really stupid, crazy things is not what you have to do in order to make the game work. It's just a thing that they do. Okay, so where are my moon bits? There's one up there. Oh, there's a platform over here. Okay, so I can... I think I need to capture a stone dude to go up there, because there's going to be invisible platforms up there, so... Yeah, so rodents are not, like, entirely useless, I totally agree, but they have become, in some places, like, infectious species that, like, end up invading places instead of being naturally there and cause real problems that way. And that's obviously not the rodents' fault, like, their job is just to, you know, do the rodent-y things, but it is something that causes real problems for some ecosystems. And, yeah. Let's do this. Mexico, Mikey the Gamer. You can buy the sombrero here and can't buy it anywhere else, I think, so... Okay, so where else are my moon bits? My moon bits are up on top of this hill. Not that one, but this one. Oh, I can't jump. Alright. It's fine. Alright, stone dude. Now, lead me to the other moon bit. Let's see. Aha! I got it! Moonbit! Yeah, Mexico has pyramids. The Aztec pyramids. Right? I mean, pyramids is the, like, not necessarily the right word, but to the extent that... Yeah. So yeah, Mike, like, in general, my experience with people who don't get hired, people who say things like you can't get hired unless you're an X, usually the problem is, like, I am a shitty person and I am attributing the fact that I'm a shitty person, or the fact that I didn't get hired, to other things instead of the fact that I'm a shitty person, so. Showdown on the inverted pyramid. I'd love to go, like, visit Aztec ruins in Mexico. Alright, so here's the thing. I want to go back over there. Can I go back over there? Or am I just, like, screwed? Like a giant gulf here that I can't get across. Okay. So, like, I know at least the location of one more moon back on the mainland, but I guess I gotta go someplace else to get there, so let's do this. Walkie to walkity, walkity walk. Let's do this until we talk. I don't have any desire to eat guinea pig. That's not a thing I want. But yeah, you can see these guys dancing around with the maracas, which is definitely a culture, like, you know, Mexico thing. He wants his beautiful sheep. I mean, if I capture the... Oh, okay. I meant to capture them, but I guess you can't capture the sheep. Oh, okay, so this is where I wanted to go. Cool. Hello. I have to ask you a riddle. What does the thing want? He wants a ring. They told me that when I was coming in. Anyway, Gar, how are you? Or anybody else, how are you? How was your week? How was your Friday? How is your, you know, how is everything? As I was saying earlier, I was just thinking back to the beginning of this week. I was thinking back to Monday night, my previous stream, and realizing, like, holy bejesus, it's only been a week. So on Monday, Trump announced his Supreme Court pick to replace Anthony Kennedy, Brett Kavanaugh, and the fact that that was just on Monday is just amazing to me. As someone who follows all the political news, of course, this has been the week where Trump went to, you know, Europe and shit-talked NATO, and then, like, said that, you know, he wasn't shit-talking NATO. He's been lying all week about how much money the U.S. invests in defense by saying it's much more than, you know, 4%, when in fact it's 3.6%. He has spent time doing basically every bad thing, or everything that you would do if you were going to try and destabilize NATO. And that's terrible, because NATO's like a thing that we shouldn't destabilize. This continues in his trend of constantly doing exactly what Hillary Clinton said he would do. So during the election campaign and during the debates, Hillary spoke out about the fact that, you know, Trump was clearly acting like Putin's puppet, that he would destabilize NATO, that he wanted to, you know, harm, oh gosh, okay. These things flipped me over, which I did not realize. And all of these other things, and all of that has just been coming true, and it's absolutely terrible. He's also got this, like, most terrible idea about how everything works. Like, you know, we've talked about this a little bit before, but for someone elected in part because he could run a successful business, like, he clearly has no understanding of how businesses run, and has just been doing terrible things all week. He's also been telling repeated campaign, like, lies on the campaign trail, about, like, he, you know, was the first person since, you know, Ronald Reagan to lose Wisconsin, or I don't know, something stupid like that. None of which is actually true, because of course it's not. And he's just constantly lying, and it's really frustrating, so... I mean... Ow! I did not mean to do that. Alright, let's smash this... Oh, that didn't work. Okay. I think what I'm gonna have to do is drag a bullet. Come here, bullet! Come and get me! Boom! There we go. That's nice. That didn't actually help me with what I wanted to do, but it's nice. Oh, okay. I just have to, I have to steal one of these. Oops. It really is. Well, especially because he doesn't even, like, his numbers are all wrong. Like, like, he's not only is he bragging about his, like, his election win, okay, like, fine. It's totally bullshit and, like, whatever. It's sad that he continues to brag about the size of his massive inauguration crowd. It's sad that he chooses to brag about, like, the number of people who can't get into his events, which is just total bullshit. His whole commentary last week about, like, how, you know, he could break records that, I think David Bowie or Elton John couldn't because he didn't have an organ and Elton John had an organ or whatever. Yeah, my hat is alive. I throw it at things and it turns them into people that I'm part of. Well, and Michael the Gamer, like, he also just, like, declares bankruptcy when things don't go his way. Like... Okay, that doesn't seem like it's working. Oh, that didn't work so well. Well, in addition, like, let's just be clear, like, Trump is not smart. When Trump distracts people from the issues, it's not for some, like, because he is, like, some criminal mastermind. Like, he's distracting people from the issues because he doesn't, like, he has no brain, and he can't think about an issue. Alright. You're gonna try and drop bombs on me, I see. Oh, daily one-on-one sounds horrible, Leif. Like, you should stop that as soon as you can. Oh, Yeah, I mean, I've done weekly one-on-ones or bi-weekly one-on-ones, but daily is a sign that, you know, your process is fucked. Which, I mean, sounds like basically what your management thinks at the moment, but that's a bad sign. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe he'll do that for a week or two and then figure out that this is not smart. Come back, hat. There we go. Boom. Got you. It distracts from the now. Let's see. He also allowed himself to be chased out of London by a blimp, which I think is funny. He decided that he wasn't willing to go to London because there was a blimp that made him look like a baby or whatever, and the lack of, like, the level to which the guy is so self-important, so. I think that there are many people in the world who get by pretending to be stupid. Trump is not one of them. The guy is dumb. He's just not smart. It's unfortunate, but there's no 12-dimensional chess here. Okay. It's floating and it's gotten so much colder. I mean, to be fair, there were all these like weird ice blocks out here to begin with, so I'm not sure about how much colder it's gotten. No, I was hoping I could break that, but I guess I can't break the big ones. Yes. Oh, I can talk to you. Alright. You're a Jaxie. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, sure, let's ride. Brake and dismount. Alright, this is not very effective. Oh god. Okay. I'm good. All's well. No problem. Alright, let's go through here. Oh, can't go that way. Going around. Yeah, so he was chased out of London by the giant blimp. He apparently violated protocol talking to the Queen. Shock and awe that Trump might violate protocol on something. He has continued to lie, having some of his most lying weeks ever. Oh, is this not a way to go? Felt like it's a way to go. Yeah, IQ is a terrible thing. Using IQ when talking, like, IQ is historically, like, it has some of its roots in being used as a test that was hugely racially biased. And so for him to, like, talk about IQ, especially with result to Maxine Waters, is really upsetting. Because, again, it fits into the whole, like, you know, stereotype of him being a racist. It's not clear to me, like, he did that before he started targeting black people with these complaints, so it's not like that's the only reason he does it. He thinks IQ is useful and important, and it's really not. Like, it's a test of very specific things. It has no bearing on intelligence despite the name. Like, it's just a bad test. And for him to use it in the way he does is just so upsetting. It's just really, like, it's bad. But of course I feel almost everything Trump does is bad, so it's not like, you know, it's new that I'm making this complaint. But, alright. Take that, and let's see. Go ahead and... Oh. Well, that's not gonna get me the... Not gonna be able to go for the gold that way. Yeah, well, it's not even clear to me that, like, Mensa thinks IQ is particularly important. They just think that it's, you know, the tool that they use to achieve their elitism, so... Oh no! I lost my extra life. I hate that. Because I don't know how I get it back. Like, I don't know how I get back up to 6 health points, so that sucks. I mean, again, everything he does is so against protocol. It's hard to figure out which things are intentional and which things are just the guy's a giant dumbass who doesn't listen to anybody. I did enjoy the at one point there was like a Canadian call that got a readout from Canada and didn't have one from the US, and the readout from the US was basically like it was a cordial call. It turns out that the reason that the readout from the US was so bad is that it was a call that Trump took on his personal cell phone. And so, like, these things are supposed to have, like, policy officers and foreign, you know, whatever, like, standing by ready to answer questions so that you can do all this shit and not fuck it up. And Trump is just like, oh yeah, I'll just take it on my cell phone. Like, oh my god, you are so bad at this job. I know that nothing in your life has ever prepared you to be good for a job, but Jesus Christ. He's just, yes, he just absolutely is. Everything about him is terrible! Oh, so frustrating. Let's see, in other political news, so earlier this year, the, Congress passed a law known, or a package of laws, referred to as FOSTA/SESTA, and, they were targeting online sex trafficking. So the set of laws, the intent of the set of laws was to prevent, you know, exploitation of minors or something along those lines. And sex workers spoke up at the time and said, like, this is a really bad idea. What you don't realize is that these web platforms that we're using in order to vet clients and other things like that are platforms that help keep people safe, help stop trafficking, because, like, without them, we don't have a way to vet these things ourselves, and we have to depend on physical force or, like, pimps and other things like that to find the way we do things. It was raised that apparently when Craigslist added their, like, erotic services section, like, overall homicides against women in this country went down 17%, which is crazy, like, absolutely insane that, you know, a website like Craigslist adding an erotic services section can be correlated with that. And of course, what police have found is now that Backpage has been shut down, which happened actually prior to SESTA and FOSTA, but, you know, same basic idea behind them. What they're finding is that it's much harder to find traffickers because all of that stuff has gone to the black market instead of being on a platform that people can track and find. And when I say people in this case, I mean, like, you know, law, like cops and other stuff like that. So by removing this platform, they're unable to track it as effectively, which is exactly what everyone who is involved in this industry said would happen. It was like the most obvious example of exactly what was going to happen, so. Yeah, well, this is one of the things I was talking to a coworker yesterday. He's like, you know, when I was in high school, they told us that, you know, we had to learn how to do math by hand because, you know, we might not have a calculator with us at some point. And then he pulls out his phone and he said, well, look at how wrong they were. You know, like, we all carry calculators around with us all the time. Why would you need to do math by hand for the most part? Like, there's certain times that can be helpful. If you work in retail, being able to do simple math as far as, like, adding up, you know, 25 and 25 and 5 and 10 to make, you know, 65 so you can make change is good. Being able to understand, you know, some simple things like that is valuable. But for the most part, people who are like, oh, you know, I can do all this math in my head, either it's a parlor trick, in which case fine, you know, everyone has their parlor tricks, or it's someone trying to be an elitist snob over something that does not need to be done by hand, so. So yeah, as always, just a reminder that, oh shit, this seems bad. Okay, so these hands do not... Oh, okay. Alright, one giant hand down. This seems like it's gonna be bad. Nintendo really loves, like, Super Smash Bros. Has the giant hands thing going for it too. I feel like Bongo Bongo and Zelda, also giant hands, right? I think they're just, like, really good at their hand models, and they know how hard hands are. As they're like, okay, we're gonna take care of this. We're gonna use this hand model forever. And so here we are. There we go. Punch, punch. And Ross, yeah, like they've been doing this forever. So I think they started making really good hand models back in like 1994, and they just wanted people to notice them ever since because hands are so hard to animate in general. That's my feeling. Oh. Dude, that was gonna be a problem. Alright. Oh god. Shit. Alright. Yes. Hello, Celso Louise. So for those of you who are around or new here or whatever, we're not around last week. This coming Friday, I'm going to be doing a little bit something special in my stream. We are going to be playing Choose Your Own Adventure books. So I have developed an interface that allows me to hook up Choose Your Own Adventure book voting to the chat. I've got a voice command, so I don't even have to flip pages. And we are going to play through some Choose Your Own Adventure books. So I think that the more people we have around for that, the more exciting it will be. So invite your friends, come by, read through Choose Your Own Adventure books with us. I will be doing a little bit more software development, and I'll even be trying to maybe release some software that helps us do this. No, you don't have enough moons. Look, I can see the number of moons I need right up there in the upper right or left, whatever, that direction that we're looking in. So just leave me alone. But yeah, so we'll be reading through Choose Your Own Adventure books. I'm interested to see if we can have a little bit of fun that way. There will be voting, there will be reading, I will do voices. It's going to be a fun time, so I highly recommend you're there. Hello, Stingray Gaming. I am glad you're here, glad you made it. Hope you enjoyed some of your Axiom Verge playthrough. Stingray Gaming, another retro gaming platformer friend of ours on the platform, has been exploring the world of modern retro games for a little while now, playing games like Shovel Knight, Axiom Verge, and looking at many others. So if that's a thing that you are interested in, you should definitely check him out. And yeah, next Friday, that's right. So this whole like floating hands in Nintendo games is one of those things that I feel like someone either has or could make a YouTube video about. Like, how many times has Nintendo used giant floating hands as weapon or as enemies in their games? Like, you know, top 17 enemies that are just floating hands. Number 16 will shock you. Let's see. What do we got? Alright. So how do I get up there? Is there like a shooter thing I'm not thinking of? Oops. Yeah, I feel like the hands are the hard part, though. I mean, the hat is alive. Like, have you seen the hat? It's got eyes, and it talks to me. Like, it's crazy. Look at this hat. Oh, God. And then, look, you do that, and suddenly, like, you're in a hat, only you're a bullet. Like, what is this madness? It's craziness. Okay, so... let's see. Oh, come on. Seriously? Get the thing away. It doesn't break quite fast enough. I wonder if... Well, first of all, let's smash this. Now you're gonna go away, aren't you? Yeah, I knew that you were gonna do that. I saw that coming. Don't think I didn't. Oh, yes. Sorry, Stingray. Yes, exactly. Clickbaity titles. Use the BuzzFeed model, man. It works for them. I don't know why it wouldn't work for me. Alright. Oh, I probably should have stayed in the bullet form. Oh, whatever. Bullet, come back! I love you! Oh, well. It was nice to know you. Now you are gone. Okay, so I need 5 more moons. I bet there's one around this corner here. Look at that. On Monday, I think I'm going to be playing... Ooh, I clipped there a little bit. Sorry about that. On Monday, I will be playing Nope, none of those words. There will be no word called Star in any of the game I'm playing. Bonk's Revenge is the game I plan to play on Monday for the TurboGrafx 16. I have not actually played a lot of TurboGrafx 16 before. I always forget about it, frankly, because it was not one of the major really successful platforms at the time, but it was like coincident with the NES, but had graphics the quality of the Sega Genesis, as far as I can tell. Maybe it was slightly after the NES, and that's why it's better. Yeah, so we'll be doing some of that. I did play Bonk's Adventure, the first game in the series, but have not played Bonk's Revenge before. So I'm excited to bring that in. I'm always excited to kind of have more variety in the platforms that I've played games on, in part just because I love the numbers and statistics. It makes me happy. No! Oh, so close. So the problem with yes is, or I don't know how you pronounce that, I don't know. The problem with that game is that it is, it's long, isn't it? Aren't they like RPG length, or am I misunderstanding? So certainly the graphics, I don't know, like Bonk's Adventure was great, and especially compared to the NES version of it, the graphics are so much better. It's just like a much more compelling game because they're able to do a lot more ease. All right, come on. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so that was my problem with it. Hello, Chris. Hi, Chris. I'm gonna just go with Chris. I'm also Chris. Nice name. Congratulations. I think that that's an excellent name to have, and I encourage it. Ease. No, I don't want to do that yet. So here's my thought. I almost had it last time, so my plan is this time I'm going to have the thing get closer to me. Oh, shoot. He was still coming back. Okay. This time for sure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why are you going that way? Ah, my turning sucked. Crap. Was there a Mario game on the CDI? I don't think so. There was a Zelda game on the ZDI, which is where the "excuse me, princess" line comes from. It's considered one of the worst Zelda games in the series, and in general, people refuse to accept that it even exists. Hotel Mario, though, there you go. Shows what I know. There we go. That should get me there, I think. Oh no! Ah, so what do I have to do there? I have to jump off? Oh, it did? Damn. Well, fine. I always see people use that as the CDI example. Okay. Well, the Super Mario Brothers show was great, so, you know, I've actually got all of the DVDs. That's one of the Christmas gifts my parents gave me, is all the DVDs of the Super Mario Brothers show. The problem is I don't actually have a DVD player. Oh, I have the PS4. I could hook up the PS4. I should do that and rip them, and then we could watch them on stream. Total copyright violation, but I guess we shouldn't do that. I changed my mind. Copyright violation, bad. Up! Get do the thing! I want to. No, I do not have a DVD drive in my computer. My computer has no optical drive. Oh, I guess maybe I can just go in this picture. Oh, that's like New Donk City looking. Oh no, I lost my headphones. Come back, headphones. I love you. Yeah, CDI games. Well, CDI also had the that terrible game where you had to like night shift or something, where it was all the. We're in New Donk City. Because we went on the secret path to New Donk City, apparently. I don't think we can go anywhere else, though. Just kind of like chilling. Okay. Captain Nintendo was great. I think Captain Nintendo was part of the Super Mario show. Right? Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario World. Super Mario World. It's a blast from the past. Super Mario World, you got to move fast. Mario and Luigi are doing what they can. Yoshi and the princess, we're giving them a hand. Super Mario, Super Mario. Gotcha. Okay. I guess all of these things have merged together in my mind, and I don't actually know what I have the DVDs of. But I have the DVDs of something. And at some point, I should watch them. And I will watch them on my PS4, because it's the only device I own that does discs. Does this go somewhere? I assume this is just death, but maybe not. Huh, I guess not. Cool. So there's a green tubey thing behind me. I definitely feel like maybe I should have looked up where all the moons are that are like the easiest to get. The problem with easiest to get is that like if you look up like which moons are easiest to get, you're gonna get all the like speedrunners, and it's like what they consider easiest to get is like, oh yeah, well you just do this like magical 73 hop jump and everything is really easy to get. And I'm like, but I can't do 73 hop jumps. And they're like, well then why are you even trying to get easy things? And so the speedrunning community is amazing, but sometimes they can be a little bit, you know, they're subject to their own needs, which is understandable. So, Night Trap, there you go. Oh, that was Sega CD. You're right, not CDI. Oh God. Anyway, I'm just gonna wander around the Sand Kingdom forever. At some point, I will get some moons, maybe. Oh God. I did see that it's getting a Switch release soon. I saw that. I mean, at this point, as I think somebody else was probably pointing out, although I wasn't paying enough attention to know if that was true or not, it's pretty tame at this point, but yeah. So over the coming month, I'm actually going to be taking a bunch of different video production courses at my local community television station. So on Monday, I'm taking an audio 101 course. On Wednesday, I'm taking, I think, field cameras 101. After that, I will be taking, cool. That's nice. I will be doing a Premiere Bootcamp. I will be doing a class on documentaries. So the Zip Docs class is a class that I'll be... Oh God, I did not mean to do that. Okay. Shoot. Definitely did not mean to do that. Yes, there you go. So grab this. I meant to hit this, but I guess that doesn't do anything. Okay. Nope, that was dumb. I meant to hit the brake, but brake is a different button. No, this is all, no, so like, Google doesn't care about this. No, this is me doing it entirely on my own, and it is, what is this guy? I feel like this bird is interesting. But yeah, so they're offered by my local community television station, and so for a $75 annual membership fee, you get $300 in course credits, and all of these courses added up cost about $200. So I'm taking all these classes, and I will still have course credits left over for other things as well. Oh yeah, one of the other ones is like Introduction to Studio Production. So this is for using their studio spaces. So I'm doing like a 3-day, it's like a 3-course tutorial on how to use their studio facilities, which is awesome. Yeah, I mean, they do have a tuition reimbursement, but like it wouldn't apply in this case because it's only for accredited classes. So it has to be like at a school that they count, basically. Okay, so let's break. I want to go in here. I don't know, 3DO, I don't think 3DO was a handheld. I think 3DO was Neo G, I don't know. All of this is, I'm terrible at answering these questions. That's not the break button. It's like a normal console, right? Oh gosh. Alright, Jaxie, chill out. You're fine. Damn it. Yeah, so the second Nomad was a Genesis in a handheld form, right? That's my memory of it anyway. Yeah. I don't know if I actually wanted one, but I definitely, like, definitely cool. Oh gosh, okay, we're fine. We're all good. No problems here. We're all good. Oh no! I don't know which handheld had game balls. That's not a, I don't know what you're talking about. It sounds like you're making something up. I know that you're trying to be serious about this, but like if it weren't someone I knew and someone came in and was like, which console was the one with the game balls? I'd be like, are you trolling me? Like, is that a thing? That doesn't sound like a thing. Oh, okay. Jaxie, just chill. Oh, why did you keep running again? Oh, jeez Louise. But yeah, so I'm taking a bunch of classes, one of which is like a full documentary production class, and I'm super excited about it. Like, it's so cool that our local community television station does that. They've got all these classes that you can take, and realistically, like, I don't know if you've heard me talk about YouTube Spaces before. But YouTube Spaces are these like production facilities that Google has invested in, and once you have 10,000 subs, you can go and like you can produce your YouTube videos in them. And so like if you have 10,000 subs, you can go like once a month and use these facilities. They have all kinds of cameras and they have classes and they have all these other stuff. Fuck. And the reality is that my local community access television station has access to basically the same thing. you know, you can use their production facilities, you can use their cameras, you can rent their audio equipment. Like, you have to sign a production contract that says whatever you produce will go back to them so they can use it, but you can also use it on your own. Like, it's not like you lose access to it. And so, like, they're doing something very similar to that, only instead of it requiring 10,000 subscribers or having an audience, like, anyone in the community can do it. Like, for $75 a year, you can buy, you know, membership and get access to all these facilities. Or if you don't want to pay that, I mean, it's cheaper to do that than to do anything else. But, like, you can rent the equipment from them and do all this other stuff. And it's just, like, it's so cool that, you know, just like public libraries are an idea that if you propose them today would never succeed. And it's cool to see that, like, the classical community access television model still being followed and producing interesting results. So there we go. Hello, Muse. Needs a teleport hack. I don't know. It's okay to me. Sure, let's go in this and see where it takes me. Where do you take me, oh green pipe? Where do you take me? Alright, that's fine. Okay, so I got this Flappy Bird. It is not Smucker's grape jelly, unfortunately. It appears to be toxic waste that only Jaxies are not allergic to. So that is why we are avoiding the purple stuff. Because it kills Mario instantly, sadly. Okay, so what do we got now? So I know that there is one moon that is high up on the hill. Oh, I got it. Okay, are you coming back for me? Oh, come on. I threw that at you. Okay. Ah! I missed! Oh god! There we go. Ah! Yes! Done! Bullet Bill is done. Yeah, well, that was my feeling, Mathros, but apparently not in this game. How do I want to do that thing that I see everyone do where they, like, throw the hat and then they, like, jump on it and do whatever. Like, I think it's, like, hat and then dive and then land on it. And the reality is that I will never, ever pull that move off, so I really shouldn't worry about it, but I want it anyway. Get out of here. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need any of you. Oh, there's probably a moon right here. Oh, but I can't kill it because I don't have a bullet bill. Bullet bill, where are you? Bullet bill, be my poo. No. Grape soda is not toxic. I had grape soda for dinner earlier tonight. Alright. Okay. Oh, nope. Alright. Come on, let's do better. Ow. That was not better. That was worse. I said better. But you know what better means? There we go. Boom. I will take that. Yeah, they definitely... Well, they have a lot of momentum in general. Although, frankly, not always, but whatever. Okay. Where is the Odyssey? I think it's over there. Alright, to the Odyssey! So the reason this game is called Super Mario Odyssey is that the Odyssey... Well, Odyssey, of course, is a long story named after the Odyssey... Named after the Odyssey? I don't know. Which came first? The word Odyssey or the name of the story that is Odyssey? But it is also the name of the ship that we have to fill up with power moons. So now that we have enough power moons, we can go ahead and smack that baby. Boom. Yeah, I'm sorry. Long journey is what I meant to say. My brain is not working. I was thinking of the long story, which is about the long journey. Oh, Odysseus wrote was the dude. So that's why, I don't know. All these words, I just babble. You know me, I just babble. The Iliad, the Odyssey. Well, the Odyssey was one of the stories too. The Iliad was first, and then it was the Odyssey, right? Or is I don't know. What do we want? Lake or wooded? I have no idea. Any opinions? This is where you get to choose. The lake it is. Oh, you're gonna send me to the water level? I see how it is. So next week when we're playing Choose Your Own Adventures, you're gonna have to be a lot more on the ball. Yeah, the Iliad was about the war, and then the Odyssey was the story about him coming home. Yeah, that's right. It's like a 10-year journey back. Like, can you imagine, like, you call your wife and, oh, okay, he's kidnapped Tiara, and now with his binding band, he's got a wedding ring, he's got to steal a whole wedding. Let's review some skills. Homing cap throw. Okay. The lock lady dress. Okay, cool. I did not read them both. I think I only read the Odyssey for whatever reason. Maybe it was only, I don't know. There's like Siren, but yeah, so like, can you imagine, like, you call your wife and you're like, all right, wife, we finished the war, like, we're on our way back. And like, it takes another 10 years to get home. Like, I call my wife and I tell her, like, I'm on my way home, and it takes 47 minutes, and she's calling me like, where are you? Like, what are you doing? Why is it taking you so long to get home? And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, it just, I had a conversation on the way out. This guy took 10 years. And like, yeah, sure, the expectation was he would not take like 10 minutes, he would take a month. But still, like, 10 years. It's a long-ass time. Alright, let's go ahead and swim our way. I mean, drinking every time I say like, you're going to be in big trouble. Like, I'll say it a lot, and then I'll know that I'm going to say it a lot, and you're going to deal with saying it a lot, and it'll be like pretty crazy how often I can say like if you're going to play that game. So I would recommend not playing that game, and instead just sitting back and enjoying the ride. You could also add to the list. That would also leave you in pretty bad shape. Streaming's hard, man. You wanna give me shit? You can come over here and stream. You can join me in Discord. We'll do an interview. I'll ask you a lot of questions that you don't know the answers to. See how you do. They've broken the stairs. That's fine. I don't care about them. Alright, are there any other thing? Everything's very sparkly, but I don't think there's any other moons out here. I don't know, not trivia. We'll ask you like, you know, what's the thing that you plan to accomplish in the next 5 years? Let's talk about you know, what's the most interesting or important thing that you feel that you've done? No, it wasn't short, but like once you're done with the war, the expectation is like you're gonna come home and be there, right? Like not you're just gonna like take forever to come home. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean the guy was gone for forever. Like, uh-oh, I think I'm run out of air. Can you run out of air? Oh, there we go. Bubbles, 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 bubbles. Hey, a moon. I like moons. I got a moon. Yeah, distracted gaming, almost as bad as distracted driving. All right, what do we got here? We're in the spiky hallway. But yes, I do not know the answer to that question. My bet is that Mike or Yugi would know the answer to that question. Mike because he's asking it, and Yugi because Yugi knows the answers to all questions. That's what he does. Hey, partial moon. Fish never have to worry about air. I mean, that's kind of not true, right? Like, fish have to worry about air if they're out in the air. I mean, it's not worrying about running out of air, but they still have to worry about air. Apparently, this fish has no problem being on the surface of the water, though. Let's see. Where are moon parts? Go ahead and grab this moon off of Loch Ness Monster's back. Dory. I guess this is a Dory and not a Loch Ness Monster, but whatever. Ah, I wanted to, but I wanted, I wanted that moon. Okay, let's try this again. Fell in and missed. There we go. Moon. Who put this rock here? Isn't it dreadful? I agree. Can I ground pound it? Nope. Well, if they have to surface for air, they're usually not fish. So like whales are mammals. And then, well, are dolphins fish, or do they count? I don't understand how dolphins count. All these things I'm asking you, and like, I know that I should like know the answers to these questions, but I really don't. Okay, dolphins are mammals too. That was kind of what I was thinking, but I just wasn't sure, and I didn't want to look stupid. Because everyone knows that I've never looked stupid on the stream before. That would be ridiculous. So. Alright, what is this? Let me in. No? Okay, fine. Whatever. I don't know if it's a fish pond. There's no fish in it. Doesn't feel like that's what a fish pond is. No. I wanted that to be a moon, not like coin goombas. Get out of here, coin goombas. I don't like you. Ow. Zipper, 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 zipper. Yay! I made people clap for me. Well, alligators are not fish either. Okay. Take a deep breath. Think. Look. Oh. This is where the Odyssey is. Okay. Ah! I am a fish swimming in the sea. I am a fish and you forgot me. I am a fish and I pushed the wrong button, but I know that I'll do something. Let's fish it. Fish it is. There we go. Ah! Keep pushing the wrong button. It's alright though. What I wanted to do is break these. I feel like this is gonna lead me somewhere good. Hey, partial moon. Cool. I was right. Oh, I did not know the alligator gar. That is not something I'm familiar with. Never heard of it. I am sadly uninformed in the ways of alligator gars. Okay, there we go. I am now, that's right, alligator gar. Okay, now I've got another moon waiting for me here. Here, moon. Here, moon. Here, moon. Boom. Is the monster still out there? No, he's not. I don't see him at all, but I'm sorry that he bothered you. If I could help, I would. Oh yeah, so Mark Kern, who we talked about a little bit a couple weeks ago, because he bought an absolutely stupid bus at one point, and he was talking about his politics. Today he posted on Twitter, and he was like, oh wait, this is not... Is this gonna work? I don't think this is gonna work. I'm gonna have a hard time here. Should be a fish. But yes, he posted on Twitter today, he's like, that's it, men or women, like, It's all on you. Like, we're not gonna ask you out first anymore. Like, it's all up to you. And of course, like, this produced responses from women of like, wait, we can get people like you to stop bothering us? Like, that's awesome. Come on. Oh! Ugh, so close. Yeah, I'm going the distance. I'm going for speed. Oh, is that one of the reasons? So the Moon theme is one of the, like, more beloved NES soundtrack songs of all time. I've heard a lot of people describe it as the best NES soundtrack song of all time. I wonder if the kind of unusual time signature is part of the reason why it has that, gives people that impression. All right, let's see if I can flop a fish into this downward spiral. All right, come on, fishy. We're gonna flop. Flop, flop, flop. No, don't get out of here. Oops. Down we go. That's right. Good thinking. That's what I thought. I have not played Fester's Quest. I think I looked at Fester's Quest and it had like an absolutely terrible reception from people, and I was like, I don't want to play that. Captain Toad, you ever looking for power moons? I discovered this power moon. I can have it. Cool. So now I need one more moon. Really? Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, well, I wanted there to be like a level down there. Okay. Let's see. If you were a moon, where would you be? Yeah, I think it's the character from Addams Family, right? That's my understanding. I'll show you a moon. Oh, come on. Fish can't, like, just touch each other? They're friendly. No? Okay, so do I have to break into this place with the rock somehow? I got that moon already. It's grayed out. Just a silver moon. Alright, let's see. How much is the Nintendo Switch? I don't know how much it is anymore. I bought it last year and it was 300 at the time, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, okay. Near the bottom on one of the sides there's a zipper. Okay. Yeah, so is there anything in here that I missed? Let's see anything. So I feel like there's a boss fight over there, right? Did I figure out how to get there? Oh, yeah. The NES Classic was like 50. I don't know. I'm playing with Joy-Cons. They're okay. I'll take that. No, I can't do the hat dive jump because I'm terrible at games, and I don't even know, like, how to do a dive. I've become quite skilled at being flat. I mean, being flat is actually my primary skill in Mario. I've been playing 2D Mario games for a lot longer than 3D Mario games. I'll tell you that much, Mr. Hat. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo's just great. Like, they just make great stuff. Pretty much always. It's great. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't need to fight these Koopa Troopers. I like some 3D platformers. I mean, my favorite 3D platformer is probably still Crash Bandicoot. And I think that one of the reasons I like it is because it's only sort of 3D. It's really kind of targeted at that in-between area where they hadn't really figured out how to do a lot of 3D. So there's a lot of 2D components, and then a lot of like just being 3D in a different dimension. Yeah, let's go to Wooded. Sure, let's do it. Let's do it. The Virtual Boy was visually 3D, but was not 3D platformers, right? And even if it was, like, the Virtual Boy, one, nobody played the Virtual Boy. It was a complete flop. It was a failure. It gave people headaches. It was absolute garbage as a device. Two, it never had, like, a real component of games. And three, I think Crash Bandicoot was an interesting, like, not whether it was first or not, I think it was an interesting take in, like, being one of, like, Super Mario 64 was the 3D platformer of that platform. Let's review a few. Spin throw. I'm gonna do this and do spin throw, and your hat will spin around you. There's a soiree bouquet. Okay. I stopped doing the rainbow stuff. I had some people who gave me negative feedback on it, and then I was streaming from the living room, and it felt weird when my daughter was around to make her deal with my weird things, so. Yeah, so it was, well, it did have actual 3D aspects in the scenes that, like, the things that were this way and this way, right? And actually all of the levels, like even the ones that were more 2D left to right, would have components where you had to like go along a path, that 3D look that Mario 64 was going for, no doubt. He wants flowers. If you're having buffering, nope, it's on me. I think it's back now. It looks like. Yeah, I think everything's back now, but that was me. Yep, business as usual. Comcast sucks. I should really, like, I don't know, whatever. What did I do? Oh, I got into this weird sphinxy thing. Okay, cool. I was hoping it was just gonna give me, like, a moon, like it did the last time I went into the sphinxy thing, but apparently not. Oh god! No! Ah! Let me out! Okay. We're good. Oh no! He ate my hat. Don't eat my hat. I just love, like, Mario, I don't know, like, as much as I'm not great at 3D platformers and I kind of hate that I spend so much time, like, doing camera management, like, this game did a really good job at trying something different. And I really enjoy that. Like, and yeah, that's it. Like, it's, and I just like games that try something different. Different control scheme, different mechanisms, different whatever. And Nintendo just does a really good job at that, so they make me happy. Okay, don't need that. Do need this, and maybe this. That count as a moon? Alright, blue. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think Breath of the Wild, if you didn't like Breath of the Wild, it seemed like you really didn't like Breath of the Wild. And I don't mean that specifically for you. I mean that for a lot of people. I think generally Breath of the Wild inspired very strong reactions. And I think like some of it is, I think, because it was so different as a Zelda game. And some of it is just like, it was... I don't know. I think it was a very different Zelda game. I think that's not a question. So. Ah! Ow! I meant to jump on him. I will admit, like, I have not actually played through Breath of the Wild. I'm really not actually that much of a Zelda gamer, which I think some people find surprising because I really enjoy a lot of retro games. But Zelda requires, too much completionism for me. And it was always a game that I did less well. I mean, Mrs. CPG loves Zelda games, and absolutely loves that, but for me, it just never was really the thing, so. Yeah, but there's always in Zelda games a tendency to want you to, like, pick up, like, lots of heart containers and lots of, like, other things like that. And I'm just like, like, I don't wanna. Alright, let's follow this trail. I will say that, you know, comparing, you know, I've always felt that the Mario 64 experience, the camera is just so bad. And it's, as much as I complain about camera angle and management and everything else like that, it's such a delight compared to the early 3D platformers. So nice. No, I don't think so. A game not meaning for you to 100% it is fine. Why would that be a problem? Like, it doesn't mean that, like, you can't 100% it. It just means that you should be able to be happy and enjoy the game without 100%ing it. In fact, I was watching an interview with a game dev who gave a talk at some game conference that basically said exactly that. Like, we should stop making people feel like they need to spend, you know, 5 or like 20 or 100 or 1,000 hours or even 5 hours on a game. We should provide great 3-hour experiences and just have, like, more of them in a game. So don't make it about trying to get completion on these things, so. Ugh, Bubsy. Have I ever 100%ed Myst? I mean, I don't know what 100% means in Myst. I completed it, but is there, like, something that you get other than the pages that allow you to complete the game? Ow. Alright, Hat Man. Bring it on. Alright. I changed my mind. Don't bring it on. The only thing that I did not beat in Myst without help when I played it last was the that stupid maze. where the like you're underground in the weird car and you can go like forward, left, or right, or whatever else like that. Like that's the only thing that I looked it up because it was just too annoying. Oh come on, seriously? Okay, so I'm just supposed to jump on his head and then dodge. Oops. I thought I was gonna be able to go that way, but I could not. 7th Guest and 11th Hour. So I played through both of those on stream. They definitely scared me a lot more when I was a kid. I don't know if that's because games have gotten less scary or just I'm older or what. But they definitely felt a lot more scary and creepy when I was younger. 7th Guest still definitely has a very creepy air to it. No doubt. Right. Oh no! There we go. I was gonna throw my hat and then I failed. Ah! Crap. Yeah, so 7th Guest and 11th Hour, as well as Phantasmagoria, were actually, along with Myst, a handful of the games that were considered to be the killer apps for the CD-ROM. So before that, CD-ROMs kind of didn't have a lot of reason that people would get them, and those were kind of the first games that were like had enough content that CD-ROMs were really necessary, and got people to actually buy CD-ROMs for their computers, so they could play things like 7th Guest and Myst. Which I've always found, like, I'm always interested in technology, like, what causes people to adopt an early adopter technology, especially one that costs a lot of money, because, you know, like, I think that's an interesting take on what do people really get excited about. Oh! Oh, okay. And I will take that. Boom. Alright, that's much better. But yeah, 7th Guest and 11th Hour were definitely good games. I just didn't consider them as scary. 7th Guest also had another, like, annoying puzzle in it, which is that, the blobs puzzle or something it was, where you had to pick things out. I don't remember exactly how I ended up beating that, but... Sim Farm on CD? That's interesting. I think the first thing I played was probably, there was like a shooting game where you would shoot someone from the Old West. That was probably one of the first ones I did, but... Path to the Secret Flower Field. Alright, let's do it. I never installed Windows 95, interestingly enough. We stayed on Windows 9, like 3.1 until after 98, so... Yes, panic and spin. Panic and spin. Oh, you're not spinning anymore. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! What the heck was that? Okay. I want there to be something behind the waterfall, because I feel like there should always be something behind the waterfall, but... Ski Free? I think is the game you're thinking of, Muse. Okay, so do I need to go this way? Is this where I'm going? I don't know. No more, like, flowers here, and the platforms are no longer moving, so I'm assuming that I have, like, effectively cleared this area, and I should just be running through it as quickly as I can to get to the next area. I'm not wearing my Google hat. Does not say Google on it, see? Yes, I'm playing on an actual Switch. As you can tell when I wave my things in the air and... Simply a rainbow hat. That's right. Oh god. I'm out of here. Let me out of here. There we go. Yeah, so I've streamed a handful of games not on the PC, but usually I don't bother because a lot of the games that I want to play can be played on PC or not PC. But I have done a handful of things. I had an Elgato, or I bought a, what's it called? A Thunderbolt-based one when I was on Mac. But I've had an HD, like an Elgato Cam Link for a little while, and so this is actually, I think, the first time I've used the Cam Link. I got it for Christmas, but didn't end up using it for anything until now. So yeah. Oh, that's not true. I did the Labo construction stuff. So also did the Labo construction kit, which was another thing that I did here. What is this? I don't know. Can we? I think we can't while we're in this form, so let's get out of this. Oh god! What are you doing? Okay. Okay, well, we're gonna pretend that went really well, and that was exactly what I intended to do, rather than I almost fell off and then threw my hat into a giant slingshot. So that seems cool. Yes, this is the Elgato Cam Link. It is a tiny USB 3 device that I can plug into a USB port, and it doesn't have pass-through, but I'm just playing directly with the OBS screen, so works fine for me. Alright, come on, tanky tank. Shoot me. I can probably actually just cap the tank, now that I think of it. Let's see. Yeah. No, I mean, the Cam Link is literally exactly the same. The only difference in the Cam Link and the, whatever the compact one is, the HD60S or C or whatever the small USB plug-in one is, that the Cam Link doesn't have, it doesn't have HDMI pass-through, and it is actually provided as a video capture source, which is awesome for Linux because it just works like a webcam, and so you don't have to be using the Elgato software or have specific Elgato drivers like you do on for the Elgato devices. So so a friend of mine actually bought a Cam Link and uses it as like his crash cart. He brings his, like, he'll bring his Chromebook places, and he plugs into the Chromebook with the Cam Link so he can hook up to HDMI sources that way in Linux. So it's kind of cool. Elgato, as in the company that was recently acquired by Corsair. No, so Elgato makes a handful of different pieces of hardware targeted at streamers. One of them is the Stream Deck, and they make a green screen, and they make a variety of capture devices, including the HD60 series and the Cam Link. So I'm very happy with the Cam Link. It was a good purchase. I can use it on my Mac. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about specific drivers or anything else. I just know it's there and it's going to work for me, which is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. It's actually what I thought the Elgato devices were until I bought one and found out I couldn't use it on my Mac, which made me very sad. So when they announced this, I was like, oh, this is the thing I wanted all along, and I've recommended it to a bunch of people. It's also a little bit cheaper because it doesn't do HDMI pass-through, so it's only $100 for a capture card instead of a little bit more, so that's nice too. Happy Friday. Ah! Ah! Yeah, well, I mean, at the time I was playing on what I had, right? You know, investing in a real computer, quote unquote, when I had been using Mac as my primary machine for many years, didn't make sense. And before I was going to invest $1,000 in building a PC, it would make sense to figure out if I was going to stick with it. So at the time, I had been streaming for a month and a half. Now, of course, I'm on the PC and have been for a while because I switched to this. So. I'm coming, Elizabeth! Ow! Alright, you Hammer Brothers need to get out of here. I guess you're not Hammer Brothers, you're Fire Koopas, but whatever. I'm sure you have a real name that isn't Fire Koopas, but... Ah! Yeah, no, the green screen is, am I blocking two money symbols next to each other? Nope, I'm not blocking two money symbols next to each other. That must be a YouTube thing. At least not as far as I remember. Could be I just, like, did and then forgot about it, but... it's more likely a YouTube thing. Why? I killed you. Do you not die? Alright. Ah! Yep. I mean, all of Elgato's things pretty much fall into the same category. They are things that you can do in a slightly suboptimal way for cheaper. But the device that they have provided is a reasonable price for the hardware that you're actually getting, and provides a lot of value. The Stream Deck is really useful because it has control over so many different applications. So I can, like, start VLC playing. I can obviously switch scenes in OBS and do all this other stuff. But more importantly is that, like, it's scriptable. I can cause it to call out to different websites. I can add all of these different, like, functionality. And of course it controls more than just, like, theoretically OBS. I don't end up using a lot of this, but, like, it can send YouTube messages, it can change the title of your stream, it can send messages to Twitter. I think it can be a soundboard. And yeah, all those things you could do it in software, you could set it up, you could have buttons to do it. You could build a physical board that allowed you to push these buttons. Like, all of these things are possible, but 150 bucks for the hardware that it is and what it offers is actually a pretty good price. The software continues to get updates, and they're really supporting it pretty hard. I talked a little bit with the, I will also say I got mine for free. I had an idea that I wanted to build like API support for it into live stream alerts, and did. And in the process of doing so, I talked to the CTO of Elgato and said, like, you know, okay, well, I'm gonna do this and I can test it in your software, but I don't really have the hardware version to test it with, so this isn't gonna work perfectly. He's like, oh, cool, I'll just send you one. So I'm a little bit biased on that, but. But yeah, so for me, having the buttons there, I mean, one of the things about the buttons, of course, is that I can, you know, use it without looking at it for the most part. I know where the buttons are for starting my stream, I know where the buttons are for changing to various scenes, and I can do it almost without looking at it. I still fuck it up occasionally because, you know, I'm not that good at it, but especially when I'm looking at more complex things, and one of the things I'm looking at starting up soon is, I'm thinking about starting up a variety show stream, is something where I would benefit from being able to, you know, push more buttons. The Stream Deck software lets you trigger multiple actions from something. You can, again, you know, set up key commands and hotkeys and other stuff like that for all kinds of apps, so it's great. So where's your HDMI source coming from, Leif? Is it coming from a cable box? Or not Leif, sorry, Org. Is it coming from a cable box or something else you thinking? And yeah, you can absolutely get, like, I've got it looks like it's not on my desk, but I actually have an HDMI splitter, and basically if you search for like HDMI splitter or HDCP stripping, there's an HDMI splitter that's like 25 bucks on Amazon that will strip HDCP, which is a total violation of the spec, and I am amazed that they allowed them to keep calling their thing like HDMI compatible, but they do, and everyone just buys that, so alright. So what are we doing here? Just avoiding these rocks? Okay. Oh, I get it. I have to shoot the Bowsers. But yeah, like at this point, HDCP stripping is just like a commodity, like a commodity good. It's not even something where you have to worry about the price for the most part because they're all about the same price and they all work about equally well. But it shouldn't be necessary if what you're coming out of is the cable box. If you're gonna come out of like a PS3, like HDCP have failed. With a few exceptions, most people have accepted that HDCP has failed, and so it's not necessary for you to do a lot of work to get around it because pretty much everyone has just stopped supporting it. So the PS4 doesn't either like turns off HDCP or will allow you to turn off HDCP. Like cable boxes aren't going to support it. Blu-ray players maybe. And a couple of these other like high value content streams, but for the most part, HDCP is just like a dead technology that doesn't end up being a huge problem. I have sadly gotten screwed by HBO. So like HBO Go, I've been watching on my computer. And it's been like, oh, like you have an HDCP like I'll just be watching for like 45 minutes and like halfway through an episode it'll be like, oh yeah, you have an HDCP problem, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I've been watching this for the past 45 minutes, nothing has changed. I didn't even bump my thing. Like how can I have an HDCP problem? I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do here. So clearly I'm supposed to use this guy somehow. Oh. That did not work the way I want to do it. Hello, Gaming Flower! Also, hello, AWOL. Oh, use the guy to stop it up. I see. Yeah, I mean, I think dying is the right approach, right? Just die. You have huge news! Good news, everybody! I fixed the poison slime pipes. Alright, that was probably wise, and I just wasn't thinking. I was not thoughtful. There we go. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Must have all the flowers. Uh-oh. This seems like trouble. Do not mess with me, biped. Wow. Biped, huh? I also like turtles. Okay. So what are we gonna do here? Oops. One down. Oh god. This looks bad. Oh no! I didn't quite time that right, but hopefully he gets tired of this and does something I can attack him from. Okay. 1. Chris GC8. He is in he was in Thailand, something last I knew. South Korea. He was in South Korea last I knew. But he had sounded like he had some family shit or something going on that he posted about not too long ago. Just like that. Ah! God damn it. But yeah, so no longer in Japan. Now, as far as I know, in Korea, but as Lave said, social media silent at the moment. Save you? Is the turtle gonna get you? I think you'll be fine. Ah! That was bad. Okay, that's on fire. Not Cowdizzle. Chris GC8. Oh, this thing's gonna take you? I don't think so. I got it. It's taken care of. Taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. Pew pew laser, picking up those moons. Boom. I saved you, Gaming Flower. You get a hat spin for that? Yeah, me too. Oh, do I like cats? Yes, I do like cats. I don't know if you can see it. I actually have a cat in the room with me here. Hello, kitty. Want to say hi? Want to say hi to the internet? There's a kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, I need 4 more moons. Where should I go? Uh-oh. Buffering. Stop buffering. Don't do that. Okay, everything's fine. There's no buffering. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you? Oh, Uncle Amiibo. No, I don't have any Amiibo. No, I don't want to. Amiibos are dumb. Alright. Yes, great. Flowers are flowers. I have helped you make flowers. Awesome. What do I need to do now? I want to find moons, not flowers. Moons. Alright. What does this sign say? Backward somersault. Okay, I don't need that. Yeah, I did. Leave me alone. The steam gardens are effective. Oh, okay. So this is different again now. Is there anything back behind here? I feel like there might be. Let's find out. Okay, so we got some more Fire Hammer Brothers. Oh no, it stole my hat. Get out of here. Alright, cool. That was good. Yeah, this game's just fun. I mean, Mario games are just fun. Nintendo in general is fun. Mario games in Pacific are fun. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, I actually am thinking about a CPG variety hours show, where I would combine a bunch of different stuff. And so I've been thinking about a variety of different segments, thinking about it like a late night show or something else like that, where they have some repeating segments, some various things, and I've been thinking about all the different things I could do. So like, the CPG rants are obviously a component that could be included in a variety show. I've never played it before. No, this is my first. I've played like through the Sand Kingdom before, but this is my first time playing this far. Can I like climb up that? I don't know. And so I've been thinking about all the different things that I might be able to do in a variety show. And so one of the things that I've thought about is like interviews. Is there anybody that I could like reach out and interview? Some things that I've been thinking about is like I could do a pre-edited version of like specific quest lines from games. Like I don't want to play all of GTA 5 or all of GTA Vice City or San Andreas or anything else like that. But there's a bunch of cool quest lines in those games, and I could cut those out as like a 10-15 minute, you know, piece that I could share. Can I? Oh, darn. Alright. How's this gonna work? Ah! Yeah. Try it again. Do it better this time. Oh, yep. I guess I don't have a Comcast command. I should have one. Yeah, so cutting a quest down like into an episode, exactly. And not just for quests, but for all kinds of content, right? Like playing one particular table in Pinball Arcade and editing a bunch of the content of one of the tables into a stream. Or I could do let's see. Oh god. Just like a bunch of different stuff. Like look at all the gaming content out there and all the things that don't really fit into my stream because they're 4 hours long, and look at those. So another thing that I thought about would be like doing a speed run. So there's a lot of different like 20-30 minute speed runs, so I could make each episode have a speed run of some kind, and then have like, you know, that's like 20 minutes or so, and then like 45 minutes of other content that I could pull in. Yeah, well, and then I think AWOL has talked before about his, one of the channels he likes does like Grand Theft Auto roleplay videos that are like an hour long. Or we looked at that person who did the, I don't know, it's one of those like builder RPG things where they had like a whole storyline that we got into. That was like 5 episodes long of him and his friend like exploring and all this other stuff. So yeah, there's just like a lot of things that you can do, and I don't think that like the really strong story development thing is particularly my strength. Oh, yes! 6 life again, awesome. I have not had that for a while. That's great. But I do think that there's a lot of room for like the analysis type pieces that I have at least a little bit of special skill in, and would be interested in experimenting and bringing that to the front and seeing if I can create something compelling. The biggest problem I have with it is like I like the live format and like doing an hour-long live show, so people could kind of like vote on segments or, you know, do Q&A or something else like that. But I'm not sure that the live audience is really there for that in the channel that I've set up, because I do these like 4-hour game streams. It's not clear to me like how people would react necessarily to this different kind of content. So it'll be interesting to try and experiment with it and see if I can find something that people actually enjoy or not. Go ahead and do this. I already got that one. But yeah, so that's where a lot of my excitement has gone recently, and part of that is also like me thinking about how the like video production classes that I'm working on taking are gonna go. Is thinking about like how is this gonna interact? How am I gonna do these things? So I'm playing with 2 hands. The controllers are separate, so you can hold one in each hand, and they don't have to be together at all. Oh! Alright. moons up here, or am I just like in a totally bad spot for no reason? Alright, let's go over here and hope that we will find some moons. I have not gone in this green pipe, so let's see if that takes us anywhere. I have not seen Toad. Well, I saw Toad much earlier, but I have not seen Toad recently. Shoot, that was not what I meant to press. Okay. Fine. Ideally, I don't want to lose those extra hearts this soon, so hopefully I can figure out a way to not do that. Ah! Why? Why? No, I don't mean like, why is this happening? I mean, literally, I should push the button Y and not the button I am pushing. Oh. Ah! God damn it. So much for that. Alright, there we go. Is that the last moon I need? Hey! Look at that! Alright, let's go power up the Odyssey and move on to the next kingdom. I don't know, how many moons, like, how far am I? Like, am I close to finishing, like, getting to a Bowser fight or not yet? Ow! Yeah, I mean, I expect that they're, like, I'm just not very good at swimming, frankly. Oh, I need to go the other way. So I expect that there were better ways to do that I missed. Alright. I don't know where the Odyssey is. Okay, I'm like on the wrong side of history here. No, what? Ah, there we go. Or is the Odyssey? There it is. I found it! I found it! There we go. Odyssey! The Tale of Odysseus. The Odyssey. Take some moons. Fill her up. Hat spin. Oh, I'm nowhere close. I've got to go through the Cloud Kingdom, the Lost Kingdom, the Metro Kingdom, the Snow Kingdom, the Seaside Kingdom, the Luncheon Kingdom, the Ruin Kingdom to get to Bowser's Kingdom. So far we've gone through realistically like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before I can get to Bowser, it seems like. So we got a while. Although I guess we're going to Metro and not Cloud or Lost at the moment, so maybe I don't need to go to Cloud or Lost. Their precious soiree bouquet stolen. Uh-oh. Skyship. Oh no! Is that a bunch of toads they're gonna kick off that plank? Oh no. Okay. It's Bowser and his soiree. I go Metro all the time, Muse. Look at the rainbows I wear. Come on now. Okay, I guess I am going to the Cloud Kingdom, contrary to my expectation. I don't have time for you. Well, I like that her flowers are literally piranha plants, because that doesn't seem like it could go wrong at all. Alright, you think your hat can attack me? I got bad news for you, Bowser. Your hat's not gonna win. I'm gonna win. That's right. Bring it on. 1 down, 2 to go. I assume. Oh, did I just knock it right back on his head? Alright. He does have great hair. He really does. It's gorgeous hair. So we should really give him that. And his yell is actually pretty impressive, I gotta admit. So, you know, overall this Bowser guy seems like he's not bad. He's got great hair. He's got an awesome yell. You know, he's just misunderstood. You know, he just wants to kidnap people and unconsensually marry them, and just doesn't understand that, like, consent is sexy, and we really just gotta teach him that. Gotta teach him that by beating the crap out of him, but whatever. Oh, tail swiped me. Tail swiped me. Boom. Yeah, gaming lore, I mean, the reality is that we're all products of how we were raised. There's so much evil in this world that really just comes from the fact that some people just weren't raised right. And I bet that Bowser really has some unresolved daddy issues to work out. So, it's not super surprising. Unfortunate and sad, but not surprising. I have heard that Donkey Kong is the good guy theory. I don't particularly believe in it. Oh no! Her hat turned into a ghost again. I think Gaming Lore is still in LA at the moment. Could be wrong. Lost Kingdom, Forgotten Isle. Yeah, so it's gonna be like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to this, like, whatever. Where are we now? Well, our ship is busted up, so let's find some moons. The Gaming Lure, I was thinking actually about, I was gonna, like, on Thursday, I was thinking I should just start streaming XCOM 2. Call it my Gaming Lawyer tribute stream. Stole my hat. God damn. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced that I have the patience for XCOM. I'm really not convinced I have the patience for anything. I'm not very patient, but alright. Do this. Alright. So yeah, my daughter moved back to Palm Springs, and the week that she moved back, it became like 114 degrees, which is kind of ridiculous. Alright, I don't know who's yelling at me, but I can't help you. Alright? Just leave me alone. My older daughter's 20. She lives with her boyfriend out in Palm Springs at the moment. Okay, hat. Stop yelling. I'm on my freaking way. Oh no! Oh no! Ugh. Stupid. Yes, Palm Springs in summer is bad. I mean, it's a dry heat, but it's still 114 degree heat. She does at least have a pool, which is nice. Okay, so I think the bird's gonna land, and then I'm gonna go like this. Boom. Now we got my hat. So I don't know if people heard about this. I heard about it, but I don't know if other people did. But I guess, so earlier today, one of the leaders of the KotakuInAction subreddit decided that, like, he realized he had played a significant part in a pretty terrible set of events in the form of Gamergate. And he decided, like, I'm tired of this. Like, I cannot bear the responsibility that I have for creating this extremely toxic community. I realized that this is not, like, how it got there, but like, I've created a monster. And, you know, I made this community, and I'm gonna delete it. And within an hour, the subreddit, like the Reddit mods, the overall site mods, it's been like, you know what? No, you're not gonna be able to delete this place. This forum, which is, you know, largely defined by its toxic atmosphere and attitudes that many people have been called to be deleted for years. Like, yeah, we know that you're the moderator, but that doesn't mean that you can delete it. So the Reddit mods decided that they were going to take over the community and bring it back. Their community guidelines do allow them to do this. Their community guidelines mention explicitly that if a thriving community shuts down, that they reserve the right to basically take it over. But, you know, when you're talking about a community that, like, it's one thing for Reddit to say, you know, we don't want to inhibit free speech. We don't want to be responsible for, you know, being in control of this. Like, we want people to be able to self-moderate, and we expect that these communities will be able to use their system of moderators and everything else like that to maintain the content. But when you have the moderator of the subreddit who's like, yeah, no, this is toxic and it's problematic, and your response is like, oh, no. We know you think this is toxic and problematic, but you can't shut it down. That makes me really upset, you know, and that's what they did. They said, nope, you can't shut down this toxic environment. You are not allowed to do that because there's too many people who are supportive of it. And if what you're saying is, like, toxic communities cannot be shut down if there are a sufficiently large number of people who are participating in them, that's just fucking bad. That's just bad. What the friggity frick? Like, I just want to get across the way. How do I do it? Thinking. Oops. Ah. Yeah, that's possible, Stingray. So Gamergate is overall, and there's a lot of this that I don't understand, and there are people who will tell the story better. Gamergate was a movement that was... It's hard because there are two things that are Gamergate. Like, one is what Gamergate was about in theory, and the other was, like, what was Gamergate about in reality. In theory, a bunch of gamers were upset that what they perceived as unfair reviews and content being reviewed that was kind of like unethical journalism practices in gaming. And this, one particular case where a game reviewer was in a relationship with someone who was working on a game, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is completely unethical behavior. How can, I guess it can get away. Like, it begs to differ. Okay. Come at me, bro. There you go. But yeah, so it's all about ethics in game journalism became this rallying cry for a movement of people who were attempting to, make some commentary on the internet. As far as I understand it, this was largely a extremely gendered excuse for attacking women in gaming and journalism. So regardless of how it started or what people initially intended, it quickly became the case that people were basically using this as an excuse to harass female developers, female reviewers, and other people under the whole notion of SJWs and people taking away blah 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 blah, like all kinds of bullshit like that. There we go. Boom. So I think like Anna Sarkeesian, I think Zoe Quinn, I think, and a handful of other people like this were kind of these targets who were latched onto in the community because they were highly visible women working in the gaming space, and routinely targeted and attacked by these crowds of people. All right, Toad. I mean, do you have a moon in here? Find a moon. But I will fully admit, I was not there. I don't fully understand it. If you ask 20 people, then you will get 20 answers. I will buy one of these. And I did not pay enough attention, so I don't have the answers. Okay, those are all cosmetic, so I don't care. I just want moons. But yeah, so as far as KotakuInAction was a subreddit that was devoted to basically calling out what they perceived as the problems with Kotaku's coverage of various gaming-related elements. Oh, okay. So I take this guy. And a lot of the techniques... Oh, and so, like, when we were talking a little bit about Jessica Price, who was fired from ArenaNet, she was part of the reason why the overall gamer community, and especially, like, the upset subreddit gamers, frankly, getting upset about these things and speaking out about them is that there's a huge community of people who, anytime a woman is involved in gaming, will insist that she's only there because she's a woman, will insist that she's only there because, like, it's like, you know, affirmative action or all these other things. And basically will just insist, like, not just assume, but insist that, like, she has no right to be there. And so for Jessica Price, while the initial response she got was just kind of run-of-the-mill sexism, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there should be something else over there, but I don't know what. Where, you know, some guy is like, you know, well, have you not tried this extremely obvious thing already? Or, you know, the problem that you're attempting to solve is simple. Like, just do XYZ. Where, like, if you were going to come to me and I was like, man, I'm having a really, like, a lot of trouble because, you know, working with big data at Google is difficult, something, 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 and you came to me, you're like, well, have you tried using MapReduce? Like, have you tried using software that can split your tasks up? Can you try, you know, have you tried doing these other things? I'd be like, come on, like, I'm dumb. I understand you think I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. Yes, I have tried the approach that everyone uses, and you know, whatever, but beyond that, beyond just the, like, you know, what happened and everything else like that, the problem is that now there's, like, this whole series of people who are out there and trying to use this as evidence that, like, look, we can be successful in getting women fired from jobs if we just complain enough. And so their thing went by of, you know, someone got an email at a company that was like, you know, dear percent female name with a, like, lacking percent, where it's supposed to be like a filled out email template form. And these people are just, like, trying to get any woman fired. Like, they literally are sending mass, like, harassment campaigns to companies that employ women as developers, saying, like, hey, we've considered the behavior of this woman who works for you in gaming, and it's really unacceptable to us, without even bothering to fill in the name. Like, it's not any kind of, you know, it's not about their actual behavior, it's not about anything else like that, it's just a harassment campaign. And that's what Gamergate ended up becoming, regardless of what it started as, is an ongoing harassment campaign against all women and other minorities in gaming. You know, you're destroying this game with its SJW, blah, 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 blah. Extremely insecure. And a lot of this comes back to, you know, earlier Mike, you know, the gamer was mentioning the idea that, like, someone he was talking to said, like, you couldn't get hired at Google if you were a white man. That they would only hire, you know, women or whatever else like that. And this is total horseshit. Like, just complete and total horseshit. But it's related to the same thing where there's this huge lack of, frankly, like, there's a huge amount of mediocrity among many of these people who are complaining, and a huge lack of understanding that, like, no, these things are, you know, merit-based, that, like women get jobs doing software development at gaming companies because they're good at their job, not because, you know, they have boobs. Stuff like that. So, hate crime has a kind of specific meaning in, like, at least US legal contexts. So it probably depends a lot on what you're actually asking. Okay, so I don't know exactly what to do here. So I think there's a... Oh, is there not a moon on the other side of that? I thought there was. Okay. That was dumb. That's not the thing to do. So advocating for someone to be fired is not a hate crime. Okay, so this guy will let me kind of float down. Also, there is a moon at the top of this tree, which maybe I can grab. Go. Yes, it is true that the moon is not in the purple stuff. You are correct. Okay, there is a moon here. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, so slander specifically targeting women wouldn't be a hate crime, most likely. It would be shitty, it would be terrible behavior, it would be really unfortunate, but probably not a hate crime, at least as far as I understand the definitions that are commonly used. And the problem is that, like, if you look at what happened with Jessica Price, regardless of whether her behavior was appropriate or inappropriate or anything else like that, what is clear, at least to me, is that the behavior of her management was consistent with someone who felt that the Gamergate, you know, name and shaming style campaigns deserve to be given credit as if they were acting in good faith. And we've talked a lot in my Discord and in this stream about people not acting in good faith. And I think that the gaming community is just full of people not acting in good faith with regard to these things, and people who either don't realize it or support it. And so, like, that's one of the reasons why the KotakuInAction sub has historically been, like, viewed with a lot of, like, viewed askance, is because the people there are clearly not acting in good faith. It's effectively a location where people have participated in coordinated harassment. And coordinated harassment is something that, you know, platforms, it's definitely difficult for platforms to moderate that effectively on their own. Like, these are difficult things to understand and take action against. But when a moderator of a forum is literally, like, taking that action himself and saying, like, shit, like, this has gone bad and we need to take a step back from this, like, to step in over his, you know, the creator of the forum's objections and say, like, yeah, we're gonna say that this is okay, just feels like you're going in the wrong direction, dudes. So these harassment campaigns are not illegal, they're just terrible. Now, if those harassment campaigns were coming from people who were in their workplace, then it would likely be illegal, because those campaigns would be because, you know, they were women. The problem with them, of course, is that none of these people are saying it's because they're women, and sometimes people don't even realize that that's why they're doing something, right? Like, they're just like, well, you know, we're just looking to make sure that everything is merit-based or whatever else. And sometimes people don't even realize themselves that they're being bigoted in this way. They just don't have the context to really realize, like, why they're doing this. They've just been socialized to think that like, women are worse at developing. Like, oh, I'm not especially taking against women, but I just know that, you know, women can't develop games as well as men, and so it makes sense that you have to, like, make sure that they work harder at it, or whatever else, right? All this is crap. Of course it's crap. Like, some of the best developers I've worked with in my entire career are women, and there's absolutely nothing about pushing keys on a keyboard that, like, works more poorly if you have breasts. You know, I guess maybe you can't set your laptop on your chest quite as easily. Like, but this is not something that you know, just works less well for women. So it makes no sense. But that's the type of thing that you're seeing. And people just don't, like, oftentimes I think don't realize it. And that was the whole, like, James Damore debacle, stems from the fact that, like, while James Damore was taken advantage of and I think moved in a direction by elements of Gamergate and the alt-right, and basically radicalized via information on places like YouTube that encourages this, I think that was all... there's a whole socialization aspect of this where he didn't think he was saying something wrong. He thought he was just pointing to studies, granted debunked studies from the 80s, but not realizing that these things that he had been fed and found and engaged with were just not factual representation of reality. Alright. Let's review some useful skills. Roll. Yeah, I know how to roll. Alright, here we go. New Donk City. Let's do it. Yeah, generally speaking, the people with the money are more are aware that, you know, bad behavior can reflect poorly on them. So this is a movement that Sleeping Giants is an organization, a group on Twitter that started with the idea of basically convincing advertisers to not support Breitbart. So that's they just like would reach out to companies and say like, hey, do you know that you are supporting Breitbart? Like, because a lot of times people didn't know, and they would be like, no, and they would teach them how to turn off, you know, via their Google ads, like, you know, using Breitbart as an advertising target or other things like that. And I think it's been effective to some extent about raising awareness of some of these things. Like, a lot of people just don't realize that, like, there's all these really terrible people out there saying terrible things on the internet and being paid by, you know, pretty normal people who aren't, like, malintentioned, but they're helping support that type of hate speech. So, was that Carmen Sandiego? I don't think so. It might have been. I wasn't watching very closely. But yeah, so the thing that I would point to, and this is maybe a little bit less about what it actually is and more about handling the tactics, is Innuendo Studios did a whole series on, like, how to respond to Gamergate. And it was interesting because it talked about some of the tactics they use and you know, made statements about how they would react to it. I do think that they admitted that there were some things that you know, they thought like engaging politely was acceptable or the right approach. And because Gamergate folks interact in such bad faith all the time, I think they ended up saying like, you know what, we were wrong. You actually shouldn't engage politely because every engagement just increases their reach, which is, you know, dangerous for everyone involved. Okay, so what do we got going on here? We got tanks and an inability for me to aim. Alright. Gotcha. Up we go. Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess Bowser and Peach are planning to get married. I guess we'd already figured that out a while ago. Yep. Yeah, so I have been, you know, it's one of the things that I've tried to figure out for this space, for my channel, is like, how do I want to interact? Like, if people are trolling, is it worth trying to educate them or worth trying to inform them of things, or is that just like giving them more voice than they really deserve? You know, how much should you try to support the like folks who have fallen into these traps? And you know, I swing back and forth on this all the time. It's a huge fight that I have with myself. Oh god. Okay. Ah! I want that. There we go. No? There we go. Now I'm gonna fall. Nope, okay. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I got the moon. Let's go in here. Up to the top. But yeah, so there was a ton, because Gamergate was such like a huge harassment campaign. And another thing that, like, in a more modern era that is in the same space is kind of the ongoing attacks on, like, Star Wars The Last Jedi, which are extremely gendered. They're based effectively on the existence of female lead characters, and the, like, fan base, which has been like, you know, well, we're upset at the, like, some people will say, oh, well, we just don't like it because, you know, it's a bad movie or whatever. And those complaints, like, even if people are making those complaints in good faith, if they are doing so, they are ignoring the gendered nature of these things. Like, there's a shit ton of bad movies out there. Like, there are so many bad movies out there. And to, like, call that and, oh god. That was not what I meant to do. That worked really poorly. Yeah, Jeff, and that's one of the problems, is that, like, a lot of times these types of folks tend to be, you know, one-off. They come in once, they say, like, a hateful thing, and then, like, I spend time trying to educate, but in doing so, I'm, like, giving their sentiments some level of credence that maybe they don't deserve. I don't know. It depends. It's really like a case-by-case thing for me. You know, the person who came in and told me that Alex Jones and InfoWars was the only true source of truth, he got made fun of the first time, and he got blocked the second time. Because it's not funny. Alex Jones is a menace to society. Every platform, including this one that hosts him, is doing the world a disservice, and like the excuses that are made, that, you know, we're you know, Facebook made a bunch of these excuses just this week, like, we're not, you know, we're demoting the pages, we're doing more to hide it, and it's true that they are, like, I can tell that they are, like, even though people are like, oh, well, it's still got 11,000 views, and I'm like, 11,000 views on Facebook for Alex Jones is nothing. Like, 11,000 views is extremely low, so they are clearly demoting the content, but that doesn't mean that, like frankly, given the level of incitement and abuse that takes place as a result of the things that Alex Jones does, this shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, and so the claims are always basically like, it's like, oh yeah, well, I just think Ghostbusters is a bad movie. And it's like, well, yeah, but you think it's a bad movie, but your complaints about, like, the other 7,300 bad movies every year that have male lead characters, like, don't get the same treatment. Or, you know, it's like, the world is not consistently, like, yeah. The reason you're complaining about this bad movie is gendered and is bigoted. Like, you don't have to like it. No one's saying you do. But to have campaigns where you fake the idea that millions of dollars have been donated to making a replacement, no. Like, that's... no. But yeah, that's like The Last Jedi. Like, I will remake The Last Jedi has a form button where you can, like, push and be like, oh, I will give this many dollars to it. And it's not a commitment. You don't, like, put in... like, with Kickstarter, like, you put in your credit card information. And so, like, if the, you know, goal or whatever for the Kickstarter gets met, you are on the hook for that. This is just a website with a form. You can type any number into it. Like, the first day, like, you know, the first hour, they had, like, $47 million in committed pledges for making a new Last Jedi that didn't have women in it, effectively. And it's like, yeah, no, that's just garbage. Like, you're just trying to make a scene, and it's terrible. Yep. But it's not just hating change, it's hating change in a way that they see as being, realistically, it's hating change in a way that they see as targeting them, as excluding them from the narrative. And the reality is that, you know, mediocre white men, like myself, have been in power and have been given an undue amount of like respect and visibility and everything else like that in the overall. I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do here. This looks scary. So yeah, anything that put like, if white men are 90% of the actors, and suddenly like you're moving towards more equality, so now it's only like, you know, 75% or 60% or God forbid, you know, 50% men and 50% women, that means that, you know, men will have you know, a decent chance of losing out on positions in acting, and they won't be able to see themselves as represented as much. And like, it's not that that's not true, like that is true, but that's like, that shouldn't be considered a bad thing. Uh-oh. I don't know, like, they're not bad. Alright, so now what? You gonna go out the wall? Ah! Damn it. Ah! I mean, white men are portrayed in every single way in shows. I mean, if you look at Big Bang Theory, white men are portrayed as brilliant because they're all the scientists, while even the scientists on the show who are like, you know, research scientists like Bernadette are portrayed as kind of ditzy and silly. That there's way more time spent among the, you know, women on that show being dumb, while the men are considered like geeky and smart. And that's a show that at least has representation of women, whereas most of media for the past forever, like the reason the Bechdel test exists, and the Bechdel test is the idea that, you know, you get a point for every episode or whatever that has at least one conversation between two women that doesn't relate to a relationship with a man. Then like they're not, I don't know. So yes, I think that is Carmen Sandiego. The purple hat definitely sells it. She does look like she's got a tailored suit. So there is that, but definitely agree on Carmen Sandiego. No, I don't want to do that. I think that gets me a power moon, but I'm lazy and don't want to wait. How do I... No? Sorry, taxi. I'm walking here. Oh, I guess I can't brain control the people. Good to know. I want like a tank. How do I don't know how to get that moon that's inside the thing. Oh, talk to the guy? Okay. I'm going. I'm going. Oh god. This guy? He doesn't want to talk to me. Okay. Another guy? Different guy? Oh, this guy. No? Hello, hat kid. No, 43 isn't too much for a tie. Okay. There we go. Oh, God. Why can't I turn? There we go. Sort of. Alright. Yes! Hello, Barbara! Barbara, I have been playing non-retro games every Friday for the past 2 years. Like, at some point it's no longer gotta be a shock. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I also told you on Tuesday I was gonna play Super Mario Odyssey. That's well, yeah. Yes. I agree. I mostly agree, except you've come by, like, I feel like a bunch of times recently and like, this isn't retro, and I'm like, yeah, because I don't play retro on Friday. I'm because who plays games, playing retro games every Monday, whatever, I feel like every Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all for being here. Alright, sorry. I'm giving you crap. I shouldn't give you crap. I'm just happy you're here. Welcome, Barbara. I hope that you will... I agree. Unravel 2 is not retro. I've played a whole bunch of games. Like, overall, if we look at the overall games I've played, right? Like, we go to my games, we go to platforms, pull up Chrome so you can see it. Like, okay, yes, I've played a lot of Android games, but I've also played, like, look, I've played, like, this many modern PC games. There's a whole bunch of them. There's, like, 50 games here. So, like, that's more games than most people have ever played. I've played through Factorio, I've played through Mirror's Edge, I've played through Portals, and Rocket League and Super Meat Boy and Sonic Mania. I've played through them all, and I'm not even up to date. I don't even have Unravel 2 on here. So, I got lots of things. Eating ice cream is great. Let's see. Okay. So I'm in New Dog City. This looks shiny. I'll talk to this mayor person. Dear mayor person, give me a moon. Festival. 4 backup musicians. I want to find some backup musicians. I'm gonna be the musician. Not really. Alright. These local musicians sure do seem to enjoy street performing. I don't care about that. Let's go. Alright, something wow, look at this. It's like a giant plug. Will you come perform in the thing? I'm on a musical mission for the mayor. Oh, cool, he gave me a moon. Alright, I will absolutely... Yeah, feel free to throw hints at me, I don't care. I found one. Now I gotta go back to that thing, though. Wait, how do I get out of here? Is this out? Okay. Alright. You wanna come in? Oh, I gotta dance. I figured I had to get all 4 before I could dance. No? Alright. Well, let's find out. Alright.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, I waved my controller. Alright. Let's go find some more musicians, though. Alright. If I ever want to be a tourist, open up a map. I just want to find some musicians. I love street musicians. We got a lot of street musicians in Boston. The tea stops almost always have somebody, I feel like. I guess that's not actually true. The main tea stops, like in downtown, will oftentimes have people. It's less common for Central. Alright. Go ahead and take that. Oh yeah, no problem. Boom. Let's do this. Alright, you're not musicians. Ba-bum, ba-bum. These power moons are a great source of urban energy. I mean, they also let me go up the building. Let's go up the building. Oh, let's go this way. Up higher. I want to go higher. Higher than a kite. I don't know. I'm just singing words. Nope. I guess there's not a moon up there. Hey, there's a moon over there, though. I'm coming, Elizabeth. Oh, God. I'm gonna die. Ah! Ah! Oh. That didn't work. Oops. Alright, so some purple coins. Let's not fall off the edge. Alright, climb to the top. I should go back to the top. Which is more round, 65 or 70? 70 is more round. See how 70 has a 0 at the end? 0s are round, 5s aren't. Very easy. Okay, so now I'm back here. I'm gonna go to the top again. You know, street musicians has lots of meanings. I don't accept your narrow definition of street musician. I'm gonna go in this building. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna go in it. Oh, this is like. Alright. I saw this in like a early review. I have to like bounce off people's heads or something. Ow! Haha! I got it! Boom. Okay. Oh, I probably should have jumped on that thing, but whatever. We're going here. Hopefully there's a moon in this 2D land. I love 2D land because I'm good at 2D. This is not 2D land. This is just something else. Sure, let's go into space. Oh, there's 2 in there? Okay. Well, I'm going to blast off into space and come back. Hello, sir. This is where I do all my training. Okay. Cool. Oh. Whee! Okay. This here's the real deal. A little bit scary there for a second, but I caught it. We're good. Grab a moon. So is there another moon in here before I take this next rocket ship? Like, did I miss one? One main and one hidden. Ninja Warrior. I love Ninja Warrior. I've been watching Ninja Warrior since it was not American Ninja Warrior. Alright. What do we got here? Oh, so the other one was probably up there and I missed it. I don't think I can get back up there. These bars are pretty forgiving overall. I say as I jump to my death. That's fine. Let's see if this sends me back to some place where I can try and find the other. Okay, so that's where I got it. I bet it is. Yeah, okay. Up on that, there's side things that go up to that scaffolding. Okay. Oh god, that was dumb. No need for that. Anyway, how was your evening? How's your weekend shaping up, Barb? Work week over? Any weekend plans, or is work continuing on to the weekend? I feel like you work too many weekends. That's my feeling. Maybe I'm wrong. Just the impression I get. Okay, so this takes me up here. I bet if I wait here... Oh! Okay, saved it. Yeah. Ugh. That's too little notice. Tell him he can have it on Wednesday. No, don't do that. That would be dumb. That would be what some people might call a career-limiting move. I do not recommend it. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, we're good. Nope, we're not. It's alright. We're good. I'm sorry. It sucks that you have to work this weekend. Alright, I'm gonna go back. And we got the 2 moons in there, and we will go find some more moons. Go back in here. Oh, missed. In we go. Well, at least you're here. You get to watch me playing some Mario. Anything in here? No, can't do anything in there. Okay. Yeah, so the other one I expect is based on jumping off these people's heads, and there was like a platform above these people's heads. And I got up there by accident before, and there we go. Okay. Okay. So I need to hop on this person's head. Hooah! Ah! Alright, people. There we go. I'm doing well, young Padawan. Yes. Alright. Hooah! And moon. Moon, get high over the crowd. Off we go. Alright. I got that. Yeah, it really is a good game. I was saying that earlier, like the control schemes and doing something different. I mean, one of the things that I will always talk about is games that do something different, right? And so it's one of the reasons why I like even something as simple as Unravel, which is a pretty basic platformer, did something a little bit different with their 2-player control in Unravel 2. So, like, in Unravel 1, their gimmick was clearly just that they were attempting to create this ultra-high high realism environment and, like, shrinking you down to be small, right? And then in 2, they were like, okay, we clearly have to do something more than that. What we're going to do is we're going to create a, like, 2-player... Well, 1, they added support for 2-player, sort of. But you can play the same thing in 1-player. And they really did well on giving you a control scheme that didn't feel tacked on and didn't feel like anything else that I've played. So I thought that was really nice. Okay. So is there something further up here that I'm missing? I don't see anything else around here. So I feel like if I was good at this game, I'd be able to jump and get to that. Up? Up? But I can't go up. I can't find a way to go up. Is there an up that I can't see? Looking around, looking around. Oh, up these things. Okay. Alright. Up. Up. Keep going up. Boom. Oh no! Oh wait, I bet I can jump on this. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So this is like the Super Mario World theme. Bum, bum. Oh, he's doing his dance again. Da, 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 da. Alright, any moons? I'm like I'm like looking around the corner with my head as if this is going to show me something more than the game will seem. Yeah, that's a reasonable question. My guess is that this entire swimming pool just like raises and lowers, and that's how they do it. Okay, so I already went off of that building. And there are a couple other spots, but no obvious ones that are moons. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4 moons. Where? Oh, where has my little dog gone? Oh, where could he be? I don't think I've gone in this building yet, so let's go for that. Take that, taxi. Upsy baby, oopsie mozzie, upsy daisy. Oop, that didn't work well. Okay. Chill out. Ah! I'll try and find the Trex room next. We'll go through here, we'll get at least one of the moons, and then we'll find the Trex room just for Barbara, and move on from there. Okay, let's see. Referring to my notes, other things that have gone terribly this week. Oh, so one thing I saw this morning was actually someone who is going to be doing a talk soon about game programming tools that don't require programming. And so he was asking for advice from people on like what game tools don't require programming. So this is like not looking for Unity or Unreal or other things like that, but things that, you know, more story-based stuff. So the examples he gave included Twine and Puzzle Script and Dungeon Script and other things like that. And I have heard of relatively few of these. In fact, I've heard of Twine. And so I thought that this was like an interesting thing to think about. And one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is, you know, we talked about earlier that I'm thinking about doing my CPG variety hour, where I do a bunch of pre-done segments and broadcast them live. That I was thinking about doing, like, develop a game in one of these as one of those segments. And I mean, realistically, as I've been looking at this, I'm basically just thinking of these segments as things that should be live streams, and maybe I'm not interested in spending quite enough time to make them full live streams, so I'd rather do something that is, you know, 9 or 80% baked that I can share, or not as live streams, as videos. Something that's 80% baked that I can share with other people, so. Alright, so there is another moon in here, supposedly. I'm gonna guess it's in that. now. Yeah, the lounge is dead. Sadly, in my opinion, but the lounge feature was really an early stage beta, and I think that it's going to make more sense as a feature for like co-watching is the other thing. That watch parties is what it's currently called on the like iOS mobile beta that they're doing, and I think that watch parties are a great feature, and I think that they replace a lot of the use cases that I had for the lounge are really met by the watch parties beta, and so while it's unfortunate that, you know, one thing has finished before the other thing is really done and available to everybody. I mean, this was never available anyway. I told you, Barb. I told you at VidCon. It is dead. Oh yeah, I mean, well, so limited to iOS is like it's an early beta, right? Like in the same way that, you know, things are often in early beta, they're only in one place. Okay. I mean, sure. Alright, Trex room. Trex. You gotta give me some hints, Barb, because I don't know where any of these rooms are. Okay. But it's a room in a house. Oh, here's a musician. Oh, I'll just talk to you. The gig rates the mayor pays, I'm in. And Civic Pride and New Dunk City for life as well. Alright, so we will look around for 3 minutes and see if we can find the Trex room. If not, then I will move along. Alright, so in the middle somewhere. We went to the left here. Let's see if we can go to the right here and check this out. Is this the Trex room? When you say, when you say Trex, is it like T-Rex, like the dinosaur, or is there something else that you were thinking? Oh! Okay. T-Rex, okay. I keep saying Trex, and I realized, like, in hindsight, that you probably just meant T-Rex. Because I saw the T-Rex in the first level as well. Alright. Alright, Moon. Woo! I love the 8-bit, I mean, you know I love 8-bit music, but I love that they made the 8-bit, like, the You Got a Moon sound in 8-bit. It's great. Okay. T-Rex, rawr! Go to Pauline and turn left. Who the hell's Pauline? I don't know who Pauline is. Are you Pauline? Oh, the mayor? Okay, so the mayor was here before I talked to her. If we turn left at the mayor... Across the street. Okay, diagonal left. Is this the T-Rex room? Okay, cool. Oh no! I'm being T-Rexed! Oh god! Ah! Note to self, don't run into walls. Yes! That's a great image, too. Like, you got the moon, and you're about to be nabbed by a T-Rex. Oh, God. Double moon. Alright. And out we go. Cool. So now we have finished New Donk City, and we are on to the next one. And we are on to the next one, and on to the next one. Hello, Mike Yellow Gamer. Welcome back. Oh, have you played this game, Stingray? I didn't realize you were, I thought you didn't have a Switch. I'm just crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's after 12 in my Friday streams. It's not usually particularly chatty. The problem here is not Barb. Oh, you streamed it. I clearly have just not paid enough attention. I don't know how I missed that. Oh well. Anyway, so I have a question. If you get moons, like if I got like, there's probably more moons, there's like 80 moons in New Donk City. Like if I wandered around New Donk City and got all the moons here, when I went to a next zone, would I be able to like skip those? Like if I had like 100 moons now, would I be able to just go on or not? Because I feel like the speedrunners always, oh yeah. So Barbara, you get to pick snow or seaside. Down by the sea. I mean, you have to go to the snow place eventually, right? Or do you get to skip it? By the way, just a reminder for those of you who may not have been around before, next Friday will be my Choose Your Own Adventure stream. We'll be reading through and voting on how to proceed in Choose Your Own Adventure books. So if you have any love for Choose Your Own Adventure, be here. If you have any friends who have love for Choose Your Own Adventure, be here. Yeah. Toad Tracker. I don't know what Toad Tracker is. Wall jump. I know how to wall jump. Like, how, like, can people really get to this point in the game and not know that? Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I think it's gonna be interesting. Oh, gotcha. I don't know. I'll pay attention to things. No, because I wanted to play, Odyssey. I've been playing Odyssey for, like, a few weeks now. It was unclear whether I would do Odyssey or Splatoon 2, but I wanted to get some Switch in now that I'm back in my office, so. What's on top of that fancy goblet? I don't know. A purple thing? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? What kind of monster would desecrate our fountain? I don't know. Probably an evil one. Oh. Oh no, I'm not wet. Oh god. Oh, get back in the water. Alright, there we go. Okay, so what do we got? We got Loch Nessie. Does she have a star on her back? No, she doesn't appear to. Alright. So we're gonna go up here. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You pushed the car 2 blocks by yourself? Why didn't your daughter help you? Feels like that's a thing she could have been involved in. Uh-oh. Oh, interesting. So can I swim down now? Hey, I got a moon! Moon, get! Yeah, so I had not heard of Toad Tracker. Is the reason why I'm not playing Toad Tracker. Odyssey is a game that had been kind of in the back of my mind that I wanted to play for a while, and I've been looking for something that I could play. And then yeah, so next Friday will be Choose Your Own Adventure. I'm super excited about that, but I think it will be more exciting if I can get more people here. So the more people that you can bring in, I think the more fun it'll be, because you can have people who actually have competing opinions. I'm gonna try and have at least 5 books ready that we can go through, and we'll probably go through each of them a couple times. So alright, so I got 1 fountain down, I guess. Yeah, I never played it on Wii, so never heard of it. But yeah, I think I was looking, I don't remember what it was. I think I was probably looking at my my overall like platforms list and realizing that I didn't have a lot of Switch stuff, even though I had the Switch. And when Alicia went back and I set my office back up again, I made sure that I found my cam link and HDMI cable and everything so that I could do Switch games. I hadn't actually... I had a, like, the problem, one of the problems that I had last time when I did the Nintendo Labo stuff was that the sound was screwed up. And I figured out that it was just because, like, the USB port I was using for the cam link was too close to the one that I was using for my webcam, so it was running out of bandwidth issues, I think. And so that was why I had sound problems last time. But that was one reason that I had set it aside. But thankfully I was able to figure that out this morning, changed it to the USB plugs on the front, and now it's not competing with my webcam, and it works. Captain Toad Treasure Trackers. There you go. Never heard of that either. Alright, Mr. Yellow Man. What are you doing here? Oops. This really won't let us swim freely. Can I buy a moon? I will always buy a moon. 100 coins? Absolutely. Let's do it. So apparently talking to NPCs counts as a jump in this game. Found that out in the can you beat the game without jumping thing. So that was an interesting thing that I would not have expected. So Game Champ did a can you beat Super Mario Odyssey without jumping video. The answer I will allow you to figure out by watching the video, but it was really enjoyable. I really liked the video. Oh jeez. Okay, that is not gonna work. I'm gonna have to be fast or something. Fountains of the true life of Bubble, blah blah blah. Hello Cherish, how's it going? I never played Super Mario 3D World. Oh, those are the weird like puzzle ones, right? I lied. I did play Super Mario 3D World enough to see those, so. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. I'm good. I'm enjoying my new job. Has been good. My daughter is safely re-ensconced in her home in Palm Springs, and that's working out for her. I am I'm enjoying the streams. I've got a couple different ideas, and I've also been engaging in you know, planning a bunch of things for a CPG variety hour stream, which I'll probably run a month or 2 from now. I'm doing a bunch of... Ooh, that was dumb. What's her job? I said I had a new job. I don't think she has a new job yet. She's still looking at the moment. but she's back in Palm Springs. I maybe said something stupid. I didn't mean to. But yeah, so she had been living at home for a month, and she is now back in Palm Springs. So it's nice because I have my office back since she is no longer here. You're near Palm Springs, Mike? I thought you were closer to LA. I guess maybe not. I don't know. I have no idea where you live. But yes, for me, I'm happy to have my office back. Things are most... Oh, and then I've just been, like, I've been planning all this stuff. So, like, tomorrow I'm going to the, DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, like, ice cream social. I am doing a bunch of classes on video production at my local CCTV station. So I'm going to learn how to do Premiere and color correction and audio recording and all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm super psyched. I have been meaning to take classes at my CCTV station forever now. And so this feels great, and I'm glad I'm finally actually doing it. Yeah, so just like a whole bunch of things right now feel like they're going pretty decently, which is great. Oh god! No! God damn it! But yeah, so I don't know what she's looking for exactly for jobs out there. She's done a lot of daycare stuff in the past, so she's really good with, she's great. She's just terrific with kids. And so she is a... when she was working out here, she was basically just doing like daycare at a gym. And so like people would come into the gym and they would leave their kids in the daycare, and that was what she did for a job out here. I think she's had a little bit harder time finding that kind of role in Palm Springs, because Palm Springs is very much a tourist town for the most part. So she's still trying to work out what that's going to be like, but the other thing is that I don't know, she was talking at one point about working with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend works in, what's it called? Like pot growing supplements, so like nutritional supplements for pot growers. But I don't know how she or he thinks that's going to work. So whatever they decide is whatever they're gonna do. Not my circus, not my monkeys to some extent. She's 20 years old and she's gonna figure it out. Alright. Let's go ahead and go across here. Oh god, didn't see that one coming. Probably another one on the way. Alright, moon get. Boom. So somewhere in here, Barb thinks there's another moon. Probably out on that little ledge out there. When I say Barb thinks, I mean there is one. So here's the thing, Mike. Like, my feeling was that while marijuana is a fast-growing industry, it's not clear to me. Like, it seems to me like this guy is working for a pretty small... Like, they didn't have, like, a like, a regional person for that area before. Which, to me, says that they're pretty small. And I'm worried that, you know, they're competing against big business. Like, at this point, pot is big business, right? Like, pot is big business in a lot of places. And it's not clear to me that if you're starting now, that you're not like too late, that you're not dealing with too many, you know, people who are entrenched in the business, and you're not going to be able to make progress, and make sales, because it's not, you're competing against people who are bigger and better at this. So that was my feeling, is that like, yes, this is a big business, but are you dealing with a bunch of incumbents who are not going to want to deal with an upstart, you know, competing with them on sales? Yeah, so, like, once, like, hopefully, like, he's in a place where they get absorbed to someone bigger, in which case, great, then, you know, he's set. But I worry that if he doesn't succeed if they don't succeed in doing that, they'll be in trouble. But, again, that's just me being kind of the practical-minded one. It's not my life, it's his job. I think that, to some extent, there was a little bit of, okay. Ouch. Ow. Okay, not sure exactly what I need to do here. Yeah, Google changed to an LLC about, shortly after the Alphabet thing. Yeah, I don't, do I have to jump on their heads or something? Back, left, right, bottom. Oh, okay. So if I did it in the wrong order, then they would all come at me and I had to kill them. But if I had done it in the right order in the first place, this wouldn't have been a problem. Okay. I wish that I knew how to get more, like, I like better when I have 6 health, and I wish that, like, I assume that those pickups are just fixed. Like, they're in specific spots, and once you use them, they're gone. But I wish that I knew how to get more of them. Okay, yes. I was right that what I need here is this. Unfortunately, I missed the first one. Oh, you can buy them. Got it. Okay. Let's go ahead and line this up really well. Like that. Yes! Try and get! Yeah, so distribution type stuff, I think that there's a lot more, like, room to figure out what to do there, but for the growing itself, it just felt like growing in California felt like it's a pretty settled business, and I was surprised to hear that at least the company he's working for is giving him a pretty strong feeling that they're going to be, you know, massively successful. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe you're right. Maybe there's a lot more to this that I don't understand. I'm a big fan of the, big fan of pot. Massachusetts has theoretically gone legal for recreational. In practice has not actually finished that process yet. They're working on, so they have their first dispensary that's licensed at this point, but they are, before they can actually do any sales, they have to be tested, and while the dispensary was licensed, the lab to do the testing is not licensed, which is kind of silly, but it is what it is. Oops. Thought I was going to be high enough there, but I was not. Make sure I don't want to flop over there. Yep. Yeah, so in Massachusetts, in order to sell, you have to go through like state-approved testing for quality and blah, 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 blah. And the facility to do that testing hasn't been approved yet. So we were supposed to be legal for recreational on July 1st. And so, well, actually, no. It's been legal for recreational use for longer, like since, I don't know, like the beginning of this year or middle of last year. But they were supposed to be legal for recreational facilities to sell it July 1st. And they're not because they're just late. So I assume if I was like super good, I would just do this like hat hop thing all the way across over to that other thing, but I'm not good. So, hey Squiddy, come here, Squiddy. All right. Oh. Oh, come on, seriously? There we go. Alright, so this will launch up the third fountain. good luck, Barb. Thanks very much for your help. I hope you enjoyed at least a little bit of the Mario Odyssey life here. Tune in next week for Choose Your Own Adventure, if you can. And good luck with your work over the weekend. One more fountain to go. I guess that's that one over there. I don't want to water. I want a long jump. There we go. I don't know if long jumping is the fastest way to go, but it feels the fastest to me, so it's what I always pick. Now, let's go ahead and grab this continue post. Ow. That was dumb of me. The real issue here, of course, is the federal status. On the plus side, the district attorney, the federal district attorney for Massachusetts, just said that Massachusetts or marijuana is not going to be his priority for enforcement, despite Sessions saying that it would be. He's going to concentrate on the opioid clinic, which is great. That should remove some of the uncertainty from the Massachusetts market. But while it's still illegal federally, this state shit is all, people are still afraid of getting in trouble. There's still aspects of whether you're allowed to do, have a bank account and other stuff like that, which is terrible. It's just a terrible thing for something that really should just be such an obvious win. Alright, so we are going to launch this fourth fountain, and then I assume that we're going to fight this giant squid or something. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see marijuana become, the drug of choice for a lot of different, chronic pain situations, because that would allow us to eliminate opioids when they're not necessary, which will help with the opioid problem, and also allow us to continue to use them when they are, because you've done other things first. And I think that that's a big missing thing in the the opioid epidemic discussions, is how important opioids are for some people, is really something that most people don't understand. Alright, I have a feeling that I need to drop water on this guy's head. Man, this dude is fast. Oh no! Ah! Come around the corner, and what do I get? I get a animal in the nose. Yeah, I know, I was doing so good. Or felt like it anyway. I don't know if I was actually making progress or not, but... I mean, you're listening to it right now whether you own the OST or not. Like, it's right here in the game. That's fine. After this boss, I'm going to call it a night. So this is going to be it for me. But we are going to finish this boss first, come hell or high water. Haha, high water. Get it? Alright, let's go ahead and recharge. Uh-oh. Alright, zoom around the corner, doing my thing. Zoom around the corner, what does it bring? It brings me and you and everything you do tonight. Me and you. Everything is on the rise. We're gonna kill this monster. We're gonna kill him. We're gonna smack him in the head with water in the fin. What? I thought I could just go right through those. I don't know why I thought that. I guess that was kind of silly. Oh. Come on! Damn it. You moved! Stop moving! Whew. Oh, I got a triple moon that way. I guess I didn't need to do these other things. Oh, look! It's pretty! It reminds me of Super Mario Sunshine. I love Super Mario Sunshine. Makes me happy, panda. Okay. Even though it's really hard. This game is much like... Super Mario Sunshine is a hard game. I've never actually gone back and finished it, and I feel like I have a lot of hours left. Like, this is... yeah. Yeah, so Happy Panda is based on the South Park cartoon. At one point, I think Mr. Garrison is talking about how something makes him a sad panda. It's so nice. I agree. It is. You know, so the opposite of a sad panda would be a happy panda. I have no idea why that's something I picked up or where I picked it up from, but that is what I was saying. Okay, cool. So we are done with this kingdom. My understanding is, if I look at this real quick, we have the Snow Kingdom, the Luncheon Kingdom, the Ruin Kingdom, and Bowser's Kingdom. So yeah, this is definitely not something we are going to finish tonight. Yes, exactly, Gaming Lair. You've got it in one. We can go to the Snow Kingdom. So we will go on to the Snow Kingdom and save there. We will hear what item Bowser has stolen from there before we head on to the rest of our evening. I want to thank everyone for being here, from those who've been here from the beginning, the middle, or the end. Again, I'm really looking forward to next Friday, but I do think that with Choose Your Own Adventure, thankfully I have programmed the bot to respond randomly if people aren't playing, but the more people the merrier. Invite your friends, your aunts, your uncles. I'm really looking forward to it. So, next Friday, Choose Your Own Adventure games. He wants to make toast with sparkling water. His things are moving along. Ground, pound, jump. Yeah, okay. A frost. Oh, so he's going to the Snow Kingdom to get a frosted cake. So there you go. Now you know. It's been lovely. I hope you've enjoyed the game. And if you have, I don't know, whatever. Great. I guess I don't really have anything magical to say there, but as always, feel free to join the Discord, hit me up on Twitter, anything else like that. If you want to let me know things or talk to me off stream, I'm always around chatting in the Discord. We talk about all of my various plans, good, bad, and ugly. So you want to know more, that's the place to be. Other than that, have a lovely weekend. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.